All right, Tom, I believe we're live.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hondo Owl Football. I'm Tom Graff here with my broadcast partner, Jeff Jennings. We are in Cotulla, Texas, and we are on the visitor side on top of the concession stands.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm going to give you a folder, Tom, because I can tell the wind. We're on top of the booth here. If you want to block your mic, because I can tell it's going to pick it up.
Well, you know what we may do is just turn the volume down on the mics. How's that?
Let's see. But yeah, we got about a 20-mile-an-hour wind going left to right on the visitor side, which will definitely that's gonna play a factor in the passing game. That was the first thing I noticed walking up here.
It's been windy all day. Yeah, windy all day, and
sorry, folks, bear with us. We're just kind of getting set up here on top of the visitor side press box, and not a bad perch, beautiful view, but again, wind is an issue, so I'm gonna try to block my mic the best I can. I don't think it's about our volume, Tom. It's a matter of the wind's gonna pick up in this thing, so I'm gonna try to block this side of my face, and hopefully we can keep the little bobble out of y'all's ears as well.
Yeah, maybe we can even turn the volume down on our mics, and I did that a little bit, but.
Well, Tom, getting off technical stuff, so Hondo's coming off of a nice victory there over Crystal City. They improved to 2-1 in district, clinch a playoff spot for themselves, mark that Cotulla is aiming for themselves tonight. Obviously, we're trying to stop those plans on their end. But
yeah, I think Cotulla is 2-1 as well.
Yeah, and a game that was 35-7. It was closer than it should have been at a few points, just kind of shooting ourselves in the foot a good bit there in the first quarter. A few other points. Defense provided a nice eraser for those mistakes, Tom. They've looked really sharp the last few weeks. Lytle onwards. Dug us out of a few holes. We had a few bad snaps, a few turnovers.
Well, like Coach Templin kind of alluded to in your Wednesday show, and then in the paper when this conversation with Jeff Berger, we've got to take care of the football tonight.
Oh yeah.
And that's something that we haven't done the last two weeks. We
won handily against some opponents, but yeah, it's going to bite us in a team like this. Cotulla, this is a tough little outfit, and this will be a good test. Like I said, defense has improved greatly, but that's been kind of more pass-heavy teams. Cotulla is a 75% run team, and they're very good at it. They have a very good offensive line and defensive line. So, yeah, this will be a good litmus test. Where is this defense truly at? Well, we'll see tonight, because it's going to be a stiff challenge here against these.
Yeah, the Owls have played better defensively the last couple of weeks against the Lytle Pirates and against the Crystal City Javelinas. No doubt about it. They got off to a good start defensively, and they got some 3-and-outs. And I think that's the key to tonight's game. We know Cotulla likes to run the football. They'll run the football 70% of the time. And the Owls have kind of been susceptible to the running game. And so the Owls need to come out and set the tone early, get some defensive stops. We'll see if the Owls get the ball first. What we're used to is Coach Templin has been when the Owls win the toss, he defers.
He wants that possession coming out of the second half. Well, tonight definitely a factor, punting game, passing game. So, yeah, it was pretty obvious watching warm-ups a bit ago. You'd see punts go from the 50, sail well in the end zone. They flipped it around, and you got knuckleballs going about the 20-25. So
it's a very brisk wind.
And Tom and I, we're on top of the booth here, so we're definitely feeling it. It's beautiful. It feels great for us. But more concerned about how that's going to affect the game. So it'll be interesting how that shakes out down there.
We haven't played in Cotulla since 2005, and I don't remember broadcasting over here. I'm sure we did.
Right. You guys had 25 years. You must have crossed paths here at some point.
So you never know. So we brought a little foldable table, and we're set up on top of the press box. There was actually a press box on the visitor side, which we like that. We like that.
Yes, sir. All right, so real quick, get back on that defense. So last week, holding Crystal City 110 yards total. 2 of 11, we shut them down on third downs, 1 for 4 and 4. So if you do the math there, 3 of 15 conversions. The Owl defense came up big on stops, and again, dug us out of a few.
12 out of 15. They converted 3 out of 15, right?
No. I was 1 for 4 on fourth downs, 2 for 11 on third. So you do the math there. 2 plus 1 is 3. They converted 3 times. If you convert, I'm combining their third and fourth down.
Yeah, the Owls stopped them 12 out of 15 times is what I'm getting at.
Yes, yeah. So, anyways, they only converted 3 times on us. So great work by the Owl defense. Again, 3 sacks, a lot of solid pressure all night. Leland Rodriguez, he had a goal. He'd mentioned 100. He wanted 100 tackles in the season. Well, he hit that mark 101 last week. We have 2 games to go. Cotulla tonight, Poteet coming up next week. We had Leland, Diego, Martinez, also big plays in the backfield. Had sacks by Everett Adams, Wyatt Boss. Wyatt Boss, he was in the backfield a lot, as was Leland. A few plays, not necessarily just sacks, but getting tackles in the backfield. Big stops there. Colby Gear getting his name called more often. He's popping up on our radar on the secondary, as is Riley Lathe. I believe Cooper Mulder had a big one. Jeremiah Guevara. I'm just naming a few big plays here. Michael Arredondo forced a fumble on a kickoff, which I believe Preston Coronado jumped on.
Everett Adam had a big sack last week.
Yeah, he did. That was a huge sack there. Again, a couple times I called the entire linebacking core on the tackle. That's always beautiful. When you got swarm tackling like that, it's a great thing. Hats off to the secondary, getting off blocks and run support. They've been good all year. And, folks, it's not always a bad thing when you have secondary guys making tackles. I know some people think, oh, God, that's not good. They're breaking past that second level. But a lot of times it's a matter of guys like Preston Coronado really good getting off his block and getting up there and run support. Just a good open field tackler. And he's really become the complete package. And obviously what he's done in the passing game as well, the strict passing game, he's become a good little cornerback. Obviously he made the team as a sophomore doing it. You know, he had the potential. He put the work in. He's looked really well.
Just a junior this year, but he's played solid football for the Owls.
And that's what's scary. He's got a lot of ceiling left. He had one we kind of tongue-in-cheek last week or the other night in the radio show talking about Preston Coronado, an interception right in his lap, but he just got just steamrolled. So a no call on the defensive PI. You're not going to get all the calls, especially defensive PIs, but he definitely he took a shot there. It was just kind of, again, tongue-in-cheek, because he's kind of on both sides of the ball, or both sides of the equation, the PI thing there. But anyways, what a job he's done coming along. But again, the defense, they've progressed, as is the whole team. Again, a young team that's been the story of the year. I've said they've bettered the record, going along, and they're starting to show it. But there'll be a stiff test tonight. How do they do against a run team like this, which they have struggled with early in the year?
Yeah, no doubt about it. So it's going to take, I think our front four has played a lot better the last 2 games.
Oh, yeah.
And that's been, huge. RG3 Gonzalez has come out and played solid football the last 2 games.
Yeah, he has. Everett Adams stepping up. You got William Rohde looking good there.
William Rohde's been playing. He comes in. He doesn't start, but he comes in and gives them some excellent minutes.
Big Cooper Mulder. They got a pretty good little rotation there. But, yeah, Coach runs that 3-man front. Mainly just because of the numbers. He's got good guys, but you've only got so many. There's teams like Jordanton who are fortunate enough with the size of a roster where they can go just one way, one side of the ball, with quality on both sides. Hats off to them on that. But for the most part, it's kind of hard running a four-man front, even front, in 3A football. But again, linebacking core, got great talent there. Of course, you've always got those tweeners at 3A. There's a fine line between a safety and a linebacker a lot of times. Of course, we have a few pure linebackers, and we got a lot of guys that fit that bill in that safety role. So Owls don't lack for speed and weapons, and that goes back. So I want to get back to the other side of the ball. So Coach Bird's offense is really taking off the last few weeks as DJ Richter's got more comfy in the passing game. He's increased his numbers every week. Went from 170 against Jordanton, 171 against Lytle, and I believe he was around 2-something the other night. I'll look it up, and I think 207, and he was 13 for 16 on the night.
Well, and he had 160-something yards at halftime, and the Owls just shut the passing game down in the second half.
They just
otherwise he could have had a 300-yard night.
Keeping it classy. Like I said, that could have been a way worse score, and even just the way they did it, just as of halftime, had the first quarter been different, it could have been a pretty big one. Regardless, 35-7, you'll take that any time, provided we keep on improving. But what I want to get back to that with the passing offense and Richter, a lot of young quarterbacks, Tom, they'll have their key guy, and they'll just keep eyeing that one receiver. Well, he is spreading the ball around. I mean, I'm going to go through this real quick. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It is game by game, and it's in all 3 of those previous encounters I mentioned where he was 170, 171, and 207 yards. This past one, Joe Adrian Valenzuela, he was 3 for 47. That improves him to 15 receptions, 218 yards on the year, 2 touchdowns. Braden Bentley, he was 2 for 46 in that game. How is that right? I got to look back at that because one of his was 48-yarder, Braden Bentley. I'm gonna recheck that stat. But Braden Bentley, by the way, I'm gonna mention that one. So he had a huge 48-yarder, and it wasn't just the great catch, which he made the 9-yard line, but he shucked off 2 guys with authority. It was beautiful the way he closed that off and then just tiptoed down the sideline, got the other 9 yards, got in the end zone. Another big strike to Ryan Gillum in that game, about a 38-yarder. That was a great headsy play by Richter and Gillum both. They called a quick shot there off of a go route off of a neutral zone infraction. Basically, Tom, they caught Crystal City jumping off sides. Heady ball play, just they knew what to do, and that's 2 quarterbacks. If you think about it, Ryan Gillum's well aware of what the quick audible is in that play. He ran a nice quick go, and Richter popped him, nice 38-yarder, beautiful shot there. So that was 2 big plays. I think Joe Adrian also had one for 36. I want to round that out there.
Well, and the relevant thing about the pass to Gillum was you had nothing to lose. You know that
of course
the penalty is against Crystal City.
It's a free play.
It's a free play. So instead of a 5-yard offside penalty, you turned it into a 38-yard penalty or 38-yard play, and you waive the penalty.
100%. Carson Winchester also got 2 grabs for 32 yards. I'll get on his ground numbers in a minute. Jacob Bailey 3 for 22 in that one. Mason Barr 1 for 16. And even though Mason's numbers aren't showing it yet, you can tell they're starting to flick the jab to him on the offensive side of the ball. He's done great special teams, great defense. You can tell he's an eyelash away from being kind of a game breaker presence on that offensive side of the ball.
But nevertheless, that's 6 young men that have caught the football last week, and I think the week before there was 6.
Well, one more, and there's also, don't forget Leland. Don't discredit Leland.
He's caught big passes
so
the last 2 weeks.
They got to use Leland in limited capacity on offense because he's so valuable in that middle linebacker spot. He's literally a quarterback / coach in the field for defense in what he is and getting his guys lined up. And when I say literally, I actually mean it. A lot of people misuse that word. But if you're out there in the field and you're literally getting guys lined up and telling them where to be, what to do, then, you're a coach in the field. And so Leland, hats off to him, and great season. But, again, that's the value of him. Yeah, they want to work him at the H-back spot, but, full-time they can't necessarily do that just because he's so valuable over there. I want to get to Carson Winchester's numbers real quick because he had another outstanding game for himself. He was 26 carries for 173 yards. All-purpose, he was 274. He had a punt return in that game, and then another, 22, 32, something in the air. 3 touchdowns on the night for him. That improves him to 1,232 yards on the ground on the season. So that's 6.3 yards per carry, folks. That's not shabby. He's also got 174 in the air, including 2 touchdowns. I don't want to dismiss Michael Arredondo, who, as we mention every game, Tom, doesn't he he maximizes every touch he gets.
He does. He doesn't get the ball but 6 or 8 carries, but he typically gets 5 or 6 yards a carry and averages 35 to 40 yards a game.
And he's like 3.4 yards a carry on the season. So, I mean, if you do the math on that, you do that times 3 downs, and you'll –
That's the first down.
Yes, sir, exactly. So that's where I was going, and yes, sir, exactly. So not bad on him. Well,
and I got reports that we sound great. That was from my lovely bride, my home engineer, although she's not home. But.
Well, yeah, she's an awesome lady, Tom. I got to meet her when I was subbing at Wolves, and you like me, we both outkicked our covers there. Good work.
Amen, brother. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, Marilyn is reporting that her sounds good, so we're encouraged by that.
Very good, very good. I got a little news from Jeff Berger. I'm just going to get to that. I was checking text to see sound stuff as well. He mentioned volleyball players. District champion Owls will play Karn City at By District Monday in Floresville. He's not sure the game time just yet. Nope, just had to change the plan. Still Karn City, but it will be Monday at 6:30 at Southwest Legacy High School. So go check out the Owl girls. They doing a great job there. District champion Hondo Owls. They'll be playing again Karn City Monday at 6:30 in Southwest Legacy High School. So
and I think that is right there off of 1604.
Okay.
Just 5 or 6 miles south of 90. So.
Okay. Is that the one where we played Liberty Hill?
No.
That's a nice little stadium. Pretty close to the vicinity.
That's Dove Harris.
They just rung a bell. Okay.
Yeah, Southwest, I think, is, like I said, it's south of 90, about 5 or 6 miles off 1604. Yeah.
And that reminds me, as I mentioned, 2006 popped in my head, and I want to get to Cotulla. So they're also 2-1. They have not clinched their playoff spot yet. Again, that's what they're looking for tonight, of course, in their mind. The first meeting we've had with them since 2005. I'm getting this from Jeff Berger. I'm not going to act like I'm a genius here, but I got this from the paper. First time we met them since 2005. 2006, when they dropped out, that was because they dropped to 2A. That same year, we had that nice run all the way to that Liberty Hill game in the semis. They went to the semis in 2A, so interesting. Same coach for them tonight, by the way, Coach Marcus Booker, I believe his name. And he took a hiatus from Cotulla for a while, but he's been back here, and he's obviously familiar with this program.
Booker, that name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was their coach back then, and he's again, I'm not sure how long he was out from here, but apparently he came back. He was gone for a bit, came back, and he's doing his thing. They've got a really good senior quarterback, and Coach told me the other night he's just returning from the 2 or 3 weeks off when he was on the shelf for injury, so he's back. Very dangerous little quarterback. They run shotgun similar to us, but a little multi-formation. They'll use an H-back, but they also have a pure tight end. So interesting enough, they'll have a pure tight end and an H-back kind of. We use double H-backs a few times, but they have a guy that's solely his job, not kind of floating between fullback and H-back. So interesting kind of combination there. They run the ball a lot, as I said, and very good. So this will be a stiff challenge for the Owls defense once again, as I mentioned earlier. How do we fare? Again, defense has improved greatly, but a good stiff challenge on the ground game tonight against the team that likes Cotulla. They run a lot of play action, a lot of sprint rollout. But again, that's going to be the key tonight in my mind as far as defensively, how do we stack up with that? And have we got that point where we're able to hang and bang and shut down a quality run team?
And the quarterback is the senior Joseph Salazar. He's the one that makes things go for this Cotulla Cowboys football team.
They've got a pretty good running back in Jesse Sanchez and a wide receiver, Alejandro Medina. Interesting, I was reading Jeff's bit on them too. They have basically a big split between seniors and sophomores, only 4 juniors. That's an interesting kind of a lag there in that one grade. And I believe Alejandro Medina, that big wide receiver I mentioned for them, or one of their kind of priority targets, he's a sophomore. They have really good they've got another guy, Phelan Olivari. He's kind of a tweener, running back wide receiver, and he's a really good safety coach. I mentioned him the other night, so keep an eye on him this evening. They've got a really good D lineman, Roberto Sanchez, Rodrigo Mendez. But, yeah, the O-line, D-line, coach said both very formidable. Unlike Jourdanton, the difference is Jourdanton had that, but those guys went one way. They will go both ways tonight. Not quite as deep as the guys a little bit up the road from us in Jourdanton, but still a quality program. This will be a pretty good, interesting matchup tonight, Tom.
Yeah, just to kind of put things in perspective, Jourdanton dressed out 66 kids.
Yeah, that's it. You get that kind of turnout in 3A. That's per capita. What you got, your enrollment per capita. Yeah, they're still 3A, but they're essentially dang near 4A, a good size 4A at that with that turnout. And that's what was crazy to me about that game, or that lineup, is not only did O-line, D-line, all those guys just go one way, or pretty much most of their players, they had a special teams that only play special teams. That's almost that's like 6A stuff there. So again, that's not a knock on them. Kudos to them for getting that kind of turnout. That's good on them. But yeah, they're definitely, obviously they were the favorite of the district for a reason. And
the Owls had their chances, and so really the Owls have been in a lot of games this year,
right?
Really the Devine game was the only game that they weren't in.
Right, and that was a weird one. It wasn't like they just got flat whooped. It was we just came weird out. Never got out of the gates. We had the center issues and other stuff going on, and they just couldn't get that exchange going. And anywho, that was a weird one.
Yeah,
no excuse. It was just odd. You just literally never got out of the gates.
And the Owls continue to have trouble with the center snaps, not to the extent we had against Devine, but there was 4 or 5 times last week whenever the snap was high or low.
Right. So we'll see how that was addressed this week and see what the Owls do. But again, the Owls, there's 2 sides of the ball on the defense. I want to see how they stack against the run. Offensively, obviously, got to clean up the turnovers and obviously those miscues on the quarterback center exchange.
Yeah, those were two of them amounted to 36-yard losses.
Right.
And so that's as good as a turnover really, because it prohibits you from connecting a first down. It changes the field position.
Yeah. That game, honestly, it could have been about that 21-28 mark first quarter, early second quarter, and instead it was 14-7 going in half. So, but again, this is a team I've said all along they're far better than their record. But again, the preseason record doesn't really matter. That's a nice part about high school ball. You get a reset button with district, and Owls have done well for themselves, 2-1, and looking to prove to 3-1 tonight against the Cotulla Cowboys.
Hey Jeff, we got about 6.5 minutes before the game starts. According to the game clock, maybe we can give our sponsors.
Yes, sir. That's what I was
kudos
wanting to do here. We got Herman Son Steakhouse, 75 plus years, family owned. Go check out Keith Lutz each Sunday evening, 5:30 to 7:30. Go check out the award-winning salad bar. That's back. I'm a big pepper steak man. Tom, what's your preference?
Hey, I like chicken fried steak, and I also like their enchiladas.
Yes, sir.
But I love their salad, no doubt about it.
Yes, sir. I also want to say Texan Bank, team up together with Texan Bank. the Owls come out to the field. The fight song. RG3 plants that flag on the 0 over the 50. The boys are amped up. They're hyped up. We've got about 5.5 minutes to kick in this one. I'm going to let this set the scene real quick before I get back to our sponsors.
Yeah.
This is a great. I got the energy jolt. Just watching them come out, Tom. You can't not feel it. This is what it's all about, man. Texas high school football, Friday Night Lights. You're deep in district play. A team we hadn't played in a while. And
this is week 9.
Yeah, week 9. Can you believe it? It just flew by, didn't it?
Yes, it has.
It's crazy. I also want to thank Hondo Annabelle Herald. Stay up to date each week with the award-winning Hondo Annabelle Herald, Medina County's newspaper since 1886. Cross Connections Radio Shack. Go see Michelle and Stacey for all your electronic or cell phone needs. Also, I'll give them a thank you for this broadcast, our Coaches Show broadcast. They provide the hotspot, which we've got fired up here tonight, and that gets us signal down to you folks. So thank them again. Cross Connections Radio Shack. I want to thank C&W Fuels, your local fuel and propane distributor. Medina Regional Hospital, providing quality care close to home. Downtown Dental. Hometown dentist Stacy Jacobs. To many Hondo Owls and families, they'd love to see your smiling faces. Royce Grain, local grain elevator, providing bulk and sack feed, which is all the Owls. The best of luck this season. Mummies, your wildlife headquarters. Medina Electric Co-op, powering members, empowering communities. Finally, SAT Learning Center, daycare center for children, infant to 10 years. Please reserve your child's spot today. Also, is every Friday night, if the Owls win the game, when the Owls win the game. What am I talking about? When the Owls win the game, Tom, you're going to get half off your pizzas on Friday and Saturday evening. Or Friday and Saturday, pardon me. All right.
The Owls captains are at midfield.
We got Leland Rodriguez out there. You got Preston Coronado and Wyatt Boss, captains this evening. And let's see what the
for Cotulla, it's number 1, Salazar.
Yep.
You know, and I have a hard time reading this because they've got...
Yeah, they got black. They got maroon on black. It's got a gold outline, but it is kind of hard to see their numbers. It doesn't stand out a lot. You got number 1. You got 62 for them. I can't see their two boys. They're blocked off by Leland and
Caleb Linares.
Should probably look back to my key players of the game for...
And Hondo won the toss. They did defer. So they will kick.
So they're going to go into the win initially. Hondo will be facing into this pretty stiff win initially. Nope, we're going to flip sides here. Never mind. I was going to say. Not tonight. Unless he's trying to do it in the second quarter.
Well, you don't know if you'll be kicking in the second quarter. Except those touchdowns you're going to score. This is a nice field. It's
a beautiful facility, Tom. I was impressed coming up here. Super kind people. Probably treated us the best we've been treated. That's not knocking anyone else, but they let me know, hey, we got you a spot on the other side, and let us get in there. We're about to doff our hats here for the Star Spangled Banner.
One thing they do not have, well, I guess maybe they do, is concession stands.
Now we're going to lay out here real quick for the Star Spangled Banner, folks. All right, Star Spangled Banner, beautiful rendition by the Cotulla Band, and it doesn't get any better than this, Tom. What a view. So we're on top of this press box, and you got a nice 360 view of South Texas. You got some pump jacks. You got some oil flares in the horizon. And
I got baseball field behind us.
Yeah, this is a nice facility.
Yeah. This is a field that runs northeast to southwest, and so the Hondo stands is on the west side. So as the sun went down, it was shining in the home field's eyes. That's unusual. You normally the home field puts themselves
right.
On the west side of the field, but
that's a weird format over there. They have a big gap in the middle of their home stands.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I've
seen
that before. Whenever
it's like a low-level bridge. It goes up. It looks about, 10, 15 rows, and it kind of just juts off and it cuts out a big square in the top middle.
I wonder if maybe that they had some lights there that, since they've updated lights or something. But,
perhaps.
All
right, well, we got about...
Yeah, there's about 25 rows except right there in the middle where there's only about 10 or 12 rows.
Right. Well, we got about a few seconds here. Is Leo Lopez. By the way, Leo Lopez, an interesting play last week I want to get to in pregame. They had that kind of a block field goal, which actually returned because they got it in the air. Leo ran down that man at the 12. It was no fault of his own. They got the snap off. They were rushing that one all night long. Anyways, he set up a nice stop and not give a freebie touchdown to Crystal City late in that game.
Oh, that was a huge play. Yeah.
Defense made a big stop. All right, let's get to it. It is on. Hondo kicks off with the wind at their back. He's going to punch that thing. It's going to bounce the 15 and skip easily into the end zone. So Cotulla will take the ball here in the 25-yard line to start off this contest.
Yeah, that was just a low-line drive. And Cotulla didn't have anybody near the football. Their closest guy was up the 15, 20-yard line, and it hit at the 5 and rolled in the end zone. So,
okay, as they stretch out the chains, Cotulla at the 25-yard line here. Owls running their three-man front as always. You got Everett Adams, big RG3, and I believe that is, pardon me real quick, that would be Xavier Lopez, big number 66 man in the D-line. Owls got a lot of bunched-up formations. You can imagine safety spun up as this is a heavy, heavy run team. Oh, they're going to have a big miscue on the snap. Quarterback's lucky to get on it down about the 3-yard line, 4-yard line, which I believe was the official mark. So, wow, huge. So we talk about miscues and snapping. Well, they just launched one all the way back to about the 5, a 20-yard loss plus 1, 21-yard loss there. And nice bit of fortune handed there to the Owls in the first draw.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So it's going to be second down and 31. So the bad snap has cost Cotulla. Well, the Owls have been there this year. They know what that is like. Yeah.
So they're going to need about a. Oh, wow, another bobbled one. Back is able to get it about in the end zone, and he was able just to get himself across the line, and he may be the half-yard, the 1-yard line. So this time a low snap. The first one was a rocket over the head. This one was a low one, just barely fielded. Running back's able to scoop it up and just get out of the end zone, preserve 2 points there for Cotulla Cowboys. So, yeah, inside the 1-yard line, this ball sits third and a lot of real estate ahead. About 34 and a half yards worth to be precise. Cotulla will need on this third down. It's a tall ask for a big run team.
Yeah, so here you can give up 10, 12, 15 yards.
This time they gives up the middle. He's going to be met by Leo Rodriguez. He'll be brought down about the 6-yard line, followed up by, I think that's Bailey. I believe Jacob Bailey helps finish up the stop. And the Owls will be returning this punt. Stiff wind, the face. Let's not forget that factor, Tom. So Cotulla's got the wind, heavy wind in their face, and they'll be punting out of their own end zone. Again, I was watching it in warm-ups. Yeah, if you're going the opposite way, it's easy to boom a 50-yarder out there in the end zone. But going this way, they were not looking pretty. That's just a matter of physics. The high school punter's leg and this wind. Unless he can catch a lull, let's see what happens here. All right, the ball is off. It's going to be fair caught at about the 30, just outside the 30-yard line by Carson Winchester. Trying to find the official, about the 31-yard line to be the official spot. So Hondo Owl is going to set up shop. Nice field position, the 31-yard line of Cotulla. As the boys regroup here, about to take their first possession, the Hondo Owls.
So a 24, 25-yard punt into the brisk wind.
Yeah, he got that ball up there, which
he did.
You might want to be doing a rugby kick versus that kind of traditional kick with this kind of wind. But regardless, that's what happened. That's where we are. The Owls ball on the 31-yard line. We got 2 wide receivers to the right. That's Braden Bentley, Jacob Bailey in the slot. I believe that's Joe Adrian Valenzuela on the left, on the lone man on the left side. The give is going to be to Carson Winchester. He's going to be met in the backfield, but he's going to get himself about 3. maybe 4. It's a nice little carry up the right side, just a simple little dive. Again, Hondo Owls, if you hadn't been able to get to many games, pretty much exclusively run shotgun. Their attack, that takes nothing away from a power run attack. It's still a very run-heavy team. They just run it all out of the shotgun. H-back on the left side, just behind left tackle. We got 2 men to the left. That'd be Jacob Bailey and Joe Adrian Valenzuela. Braden Bentley, the lone man on the right. Carson Winchester just off the left hip of quarterback DJ Richter.
Give Winchester credit. He was hit originally at the 32-yard line.
Yes. Yep. So there's going to be, I believe, probably false start in the Owls. And this one's going to be blown dead. It looked like the Owls going to have a screen set up there, and Richter kind of faked the – I don't know if he's going to fake or he's not going to throw that little bubble screen there and do a quarterback draw himself, but that never got underway. So let's see where the Owls go with this next. And they'll be now facing about a 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Hondo Owls, that's just not – you know, you got great field position, you get 4 yards on first down, and then you have the penalty.
Yep. You want to shoot yourself in the foot inside just on the doorstep of the red zone. Again, that's going to get that same look. Richter's going to call his own number, and he's going to be pretty close to the sticks. I believe he's going to have it. So nice little gainer there. He's going to have it, and then some, about 14 yards on that little scamper by DJ Richter. Yeah, they did the same play. Tom he kind of eyed the bubble screen to Winchester on the left. You know, Winchester's going to keep a defense honest with what he brings to the table. Richter just kind of does a nice little quarterback draw off that to the right side, finds his way for a nice little first down out to about the 17-yard line.
Yeah, got about
Cotulla.
14 yards.
So 8:20 left in this first quarter. Again, the score is 0-0. If you're just joining, we're just underway. Crystal City had a few miscues on a bad snap. Punt it to the Owls, who get the ball about the 31. And Owls are looking to make the most of this opportunity as Winchester beats and bangs and approaches the 15-yard line. Owls be facing about a 2nd and I'm going to call it 7.
Yeah, he got hit early, but he twisted and turned and got about 3 yards.
Yeah, he's got a way of doing that, getting hit like his initial run. Those little legs don't stop. The official spot's going to have this 2nd and 8. Again, just about the 15-yard line is where the ball sits of Cotulla. All right, we're going to roll out to the left side. He looks through. He's got Joey Valenzuela about the 5-yard line, so that'll be a 1st and goal for the Owls. About the 5-6-yard line. I always give the optimistic spot. Sorry, my Hondo Owl eyes a little generous in the spots every now and then. I believe 6 is going to be the spot. So 6-yard line, Owls will have it 1st and goal.
And I was tied up with my stats. Who was that ball thrown to?
Joe Adrian and Valenzuela. Yes, sir. Yeah, you know he's going to get the ball thrown his way. He does a good job of usually getting off that initial contact. That one was just kind of nothing to do about that one other than make a great grab. All right, quarterback draw. Richter pulls his way, and he gets himself down to about the 2-yard line. He's getting himself about 4 yards on that one. And the Owls will be eyeing 2nd and goal from about the 2-yard line. So let's see which way the Owls go with this one. The band literally queuing up the band saying, get ready. They want this score as bad as we do. About 6:30 left in this first quarter. Owls looking to get the scoreboard first. Winchester tries. They cut his legs. And let's see what he gets to. He's going to get about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. So 3rd and about a yard, 3rd and half a yard. Yeah, that ball looks like inside the 1. So he got close.
Yeah, that time.
And you have to imagine coach is looking at 4-down territory here, man. Let's get her in. You're at the 1-yard line, half-yard line. It's hard to exactly tell from my vantage point.
Winchester just put his head down and ran right into the defender there and went down.
Yeah, usually, like I said, his legs don't stop, but they did a good job of just basically chopping the legs out from under him. So that's what shut that one down. But regardless, a yard closer. Oh, we got flags. Tell me this isn't against us.
Yeah, I think it's a false start.
Okay, so that's going to make 3rd and 6 versus what was a 3rd and 1. So let's see what Coach Bird dials up here for his offense, who has been highly effective both in the ground and in the air the last 3 weeks as his young quarterback has come online.
No, I'll tell you what, they waved that flag off. They waved that flag off.
All right, well, 3rd and 1. 5:25 left in this first quarter. Owls looking to draw first blood on the scoreboard. And they will, as Richter calls his own number. He gives a fake give. He does a fake give to Winchester. Almost had me faked out on the right side. Richter calls his own number. Little quarterback scramble on the left side. And the Owls are up on the board. 6-0 awaiting the kick. 5:17 left in this first quarter. Not a bad start for this game for the Owls. Again, benefiting from some misfortune, self-inflicted misfortune by the Cotulla Cowboys. Set up a 31-yard field, which the Owls waste not much time in getting to their goal. Oh, we got a little fake kick here. Oh, we got a – okay. I'm trying to decide. So it did not work. We kind of pulled up the snap. It was a little – the holder threw it out to Leo Lopez, who tried to hit Leland out there in the back of the end zone. Not quite to be. It wasn't far off the mark. But
so I wasn't sure if that was planned or not.
I didn't know until he kind of dropped back, set his feet, and had Leland out there. You could tell he'd rehearsed that one a few times at least. So not quite to be. The Owls going to hold that 6-0 advantage and nothing more at the moment. Again, 5:17 left in this first quarter.
Well, the Owls.
I want to give a shout-out before the kickoff real quick. I want to thank Herman's Son Steakhouse. 75-plus years, family-owned. Go check out Keith Lutz every Sunday evening, 5:30 to 7:30. Also, they got that award-winning salad bar out there. Go check it out. It's back. Texan Bank, team up together with Texan Bank. Hondo Anvil Herald. Stay up to date each week with the award-winning Hondo Anvil Herald, Medina County's newspaper since 1886. Cross Connection Radio Shack. Go see Michelle and Stacy for all your electronic or cell phone needs. C&W Fuels, your local fuel and propane distributor. Medina Regional Hospital, providing quality care close to home. All right, Owls set to kick this one off. Cotulla awaits their second possession. Ball's going to be fielded about the 9-yard line this time. He kind of dances back. He just crossed the 10 again, the 15. Preston Coronado trying to get the angle on him. He's blocked in the back, and they did see that. I saw that as he was coming across the 20. Preston was getting the angle on him, and I saw him go down, and a man in black behind him. So they get the ball to the 23, but I have to feel that's going to come back.
There was two flags. There was two flags.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious. I mean, and it looked like before we had a chance. Again, you want to go worst case scenario. Did we get a hold of a face mask or something? I don't believe so. I think before we made contact, there was laundry in the field. Yeah, I was kind of looking at Preston as he was coming across the angle again. I'm pretty sure he got.
Well, there was two penalties against Cotulla. The first one we declined, but the second one is.
So they're marching their back, and they got a pretty good pace on them. So they're locked in for the 15-yard long haul, and that ball will be at the 13-yard line. So. Cotulla going to be set up deep in their own side of the field with a pretty stiff wind in their face for the next 5 minutes and 7 seconds. Hondo will be the recipient of that wind here in a minute, so fingers crossed we fare better with that wind in our face in the second quarter. All right, Cotulla, they take the snap. He's going to do a little shovel pass, almost a chest pass, shovel pass to the right side. Whole swarm of Owls, and they're going to get themselves kind of hard to see my vantage point. Maybe 4 yards on that 5.
Yeah, about to the 17.
So about 4 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 for Cotulla. 4:46 left in this first quarter. Again, if you're just tuning in, the Owls up 6-0, and this one just went up a bit ago off a short field.
Yeah, it's a drive that started at 31. 7-play drive, 31-yard.
Thank you, Tom. All right, quarterback drops back. He's got the little bubble screen, and they're going to get that one out.
Yeah, he's going to get out to the 19, so he's going to gain 2. But he's still going to be 3rd and about 4. Needs to get to the 23. The ball's at the 19.
Thank you. Got my scoreboard updated. Thank you, folks, for the reminder. Hope it's all sounding good out there. Please light me up my text, good or bad. Just want to make sure we're good. Maddie's there, says good. Thank you, Maddie, one of my co-workers. Oh, we're going to have a big run around the right side as I'm trying to sort through the technology, and they're going to get that ball across the 50. Wow, big run, Tom. Where'd that run start?
Started
19,
at
19.
The 19-yard line, yeah.
30, 35, 35-yard scamper, 36-yard scamper on the right side. So just like that, Cotulla's got themselves out of a big hole near the 45-yard line of Hondo. Again, Hondo with a 6-0 advantage. 3:41 left in this first quarter.
Yeah, 36 yards on that carry.
All right, snap is off. He looks again that right. They're working that screen a lot with kind of mixed results, but that was that one's going to get a couple.
Well, they're going to get. They've been getting 3 or 4 yards at a clip at it. Got 2 yards this time.
2nd and 8 upcoming. 3:20 left in this first quarter.
If you're an offensive coordinator, as long as you're getting positive yards, that's a good thing.
All right, big stop for the Owls in the backfield on this one. And that's going to be a loss of about 4. Leland Rodriguez.
Yeah, that was another bad snap. And
I got Jeremiah Guevara, a whole host of Owls on that stop.
So the bad snap have continued to hurt Cotulla as they did on their first drive. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
All right, 3rd and 11. Sorry, trying to get our scoreboard sorted here. All right, 3rd and 11. 2:30 and counting left in this first quarter. Be a big stop here for the Owls with 3rd and long situation. Quarterback's going to call his own number. He's going to get a few. Oh, he looked like he was, and we got the edge there. That was Wyatt Boss. I was trying to make sure I got the right call there. Wyatt Boss is kind of able to seal the deal there and cut him off. He'll get a yard at best. So great job by Wyatt. And, again, a whole host of white jerseys and the Owls swarming to help him finish the job. He looked like he was about to pick his way through for a minute there, Tom. And
yeah, but the Owls closed on it fast.
Headed him off with the pass.
It'll be 4th down and 9. And we'll see what Cotulla will do here. Look like they've got their offense on the field.
Yeah, so
they're going to go for it.
So 4th and 9 here. And that ball is going to fall incomplete. And the Owls will take over on downs just like that.
And you kind of think, well, the reason they're not going to punt is they have a brisk wind. And, you know, last time they punted, they got 24 yards. So
right.
But they've just given the Owls the ball in great field position at the 44-yard line.
And the Owls got a minute 35 left with this generous wind at their back. They'll be facing the teeth of that wind here in a minute. Cotulla on the ground, when they kept on the ground, obviously didn't have an issue with that a moment ago. But it has been a factor, especially in the punting game there where it set the Owls up that 31-yard field. Of course, that would have been not much better anyways. It was a good punt considering because, you know, punting out your own end zone high school kid, you might get the ball to have the Owls back to 40, 45 at best.
Well, and now the line judge finally sets the ball. He didn't have a ball.
All right, so, again, your Owls up 6-0, 1:35 left in this first quarter. Owls set up shop here on the 44, their own side of the field. Not bad field position. Winchester comes across in motion. The give is going to be to Arredondo. He looks to the right, and there's nothing there. He kind of picked his way back to the middle, and he's going to get himself a nice little gainer there, Thomas. I'm going to say that's about 5 yards. Owls looking at a 2nd and 5 here from the 49, their own 49-yard line. 1:20 and ticking here in the first. Downtown Dental. Hometown dentist Stacy Jacobs and many Hondo Owls and families. They love to see your smiling faces.
Second down and 5.
Second and 5. We got 2 wide receivers right side. Of course, Bailey would be the slot man. I think Ryan Gillum's on his side of the field. The give is up the middle. And that will be Winchester. And he's going to be about just a yard shy.
He's going to get to
the Owls face of
44, and he needed to get to the.
Well, he needed the 46. He got about the 40.
Yeah, he got the 46. He needed the 45.
So he's about a yard away on his 3rd down for the Owls. Again, 30 seconds of ticking here in this first quarter. Richter's going to finish the job. He's going to take a shot. He got a 1st down. Took a pretty stiff shot there. Coming across the 45. down to the 44-yard line. Pops right up. So as this clock ticks with about 10 seconds left, Owls don't look in a real big hurry. 7, we got about 5 seconds left, it looks like, unless they get this thing off really quick, where they're going to take a quick walk to the other 44-yard line and reset play, which is what's going to happen. Also want to thank Royce Grain, local grain elevator, providing bulk and sack feed, which is all the Owls the best of luck this season. Thank you to Royce Grain. Go give them your patronage. Great people over there, Tom.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Mummies, your wildlife headquarters. Medina Electric Co-op, powering members, empowering communities. SAT Learning Center, daycare center for children, infant to 10 years. Reserve your child's spot today. And again, as always, Domino's, when the Owls win each Friday night, you get half off your pizza Friday and Saturday of that weekend.
Yeah, the thing about the Royce family, Mark has got girls, so and his girls are pretty good athletes. I think.
Right. Yeah, that's one of those classic Hondo names you just always hear.
Yeah, I think his
great lineage.
Oldest daughter was the MVP in volleyball for the district, I think.
Fantastic. All right, well, as this second quarter just about to get underway with this snap, Owls have Joe Adrian Valenzuela, the lone man on the left side. I believe that Winchester in the slot, and that would be, yep, and he's going to come across in the slot. Fakes the give to him. It's going to go to Arredondo at the middle again. That's a play they've run twice, and it's worked quite well. Arredondo showing good vision and patience himself tonight in his carries. And he's going to get himself, I'm going to say, where are we at? That's about 5 yards, Tom. 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and Arredondo looks better every week. That just getting carries, and he's gaining confidence. And
all right, Owls got 2 wide each side. Bailey in the slot on our side of the field, the left side with Joey Valenzuela. Far side slot, you got Ryan Gillum out wide. I'm trying to catch a number on the guy in the slot. Is that? I see a 6.
Oh, on the right-hand side,
right,
yeah.
I believe that's a H-back. That's a H-back, so it took me a second to. So Winchester takes his way up the left side, spins off a tackle, gets himself right at the stick. He may, I believe he's, ooh. That is just shy of it shy. Nope, they're going to move it on. I think it's the reluctance of the local yard marker guy. He's been kind of stingy on us tonight. I've been watching that. So he reluctantly gives us the first down, switch around, and at about the 35, 34-yard line is where the Owls are. 34-yard line of Cotulla. Owls again up 6-0 in this one, 11:02 in the second quarter, threatening the red zone presence here in a minute.
The Owls up 6-0.
Yes, sir. 3 wide receivers the right side. Bailey, Leland's out there. That ball was kind of high, floated on him, but Bailey couldn't quite bring it down. It kind of sailed on him a little bit high. It was catchable, but he kind of seemed to hang up there for a minute, and Bailey couldn't quite bring her down.
Well, Bailey had got it focused on the ball, and then he looked up to see if he had a defender coming, and then
I think you're right.
And he dropped the football.
So Leland Rodriguez is in the game, and he's a H-back just behind the left tackle, left guard. Winchester just off the right side of Richter. 2 men to the right side as well. Bailey in the slot. Ryan Gillum on the far wide out. Again, Gillum had that big grab last week off that free play. Richter and them just lit him up on a go. All right, fakes the give to Winchester. He's got Leland out there. 10, 5, and he is in. Leland Rodriguez kind of catches himself a little pass there off the left side. He came out of the H-back spot, kind of wheeled off there up the left side. Beautiful strike. That was a 34-yarder, I believe, Tom. So nice.
34 yards from Richter to Rodriguez. Yeah,
nice strike with the Owls, up 12-0, awaiting the kick here by Leo Lopez. Leo's kick is up. It's true. And the Owls are going to go up 13-0. 10:33 left in this second quarter. Well, outstanding start for the Owls, Tom. That's what we wanted to see. Defense gave up 1 good-sized run, but they stiffened up quickly. Offense has been pretty lights out so far.
Yes, it has. Two good drives. That drive was 8 plays, 55 yards. A 31-yard drive and
sorry, Tom, what's that?
A 31-yard drive, and that was a 55-yard drive.
Yes, sir. Well, Tom, that is exactly what I wanted to see so far. This is nice. Again, we want to see a complete game. Again, we got a lot of football left. I'm not trying to count my chickens. We're 10:33 left in the second quarter. And Cotulla is a very stiff challenge in the run game. And they've got a really good O-line, D-line. I just like the start. That's exactly how you want to start. And hope the Owls can stay on them, keep it rocking here.
You betcha.
All right, his kick is up. It's going to be down field at about the 12-yard line. He's going to bring it to the 20. Preston's going to get him down about the 23, 24, depending on where they roll. It's about the 24 is going to be the official spot by the official, and that's where Cotulla will start their third possession of this evening. 10:27 left in the second quarter.
And give Coronado a lot of credit. He came all the way across the field.
Right.
So the kick returner was running the ball to the left side of the field, and Coronado was on the right side of the field and ran him down.
Right. Yeah, I've noticed him on special teams a few times. He's definitely got a good nose and taking his angle.
Yeah.
Again, that's what happened earlier. He had his angle. Everything was right. He just got blasted from the back, and the referee saw it. It was pretty clear. All right, so Cotulla comes up the line. They got 2 wide on the left side, two wide on the right side. One of them looks like a big H-back. That's a big-bodied guy. He's going to drop back. RG3 is in pursuit. A lot of pressure. Oh, that is almost picked off by, I believe, Jacob Bailey. Diego Martinez kind of right behind him. They're high-fiving regardless for a great breakup. But, man, there's about 3 Owls, and that ball kind of dangerously floated, and that was asking for trouble, and the Cotulla's in there. And
normally I would say that's because you got a cornerback catching the ball, but Bailey's a wide receiver.
Right.
He got good hands.
Right. I might have shocked him. He just giving him a gift like that. And you could see that coming a mile away as he rolled out. It's like, he throws this ball, you got 3 white jerseys and 1 guy in a black jersey. It's not going to go good. Fortunately for Cotulla, it just falls incomplete versus what could have been. All right, quarterback's going to draw off the left side. He's going to have himself a good run. He's going to outrun he's past everyone. Let's see if young Mason Barr, not even Mason Barr, Jets can catch up to him, and he's gone. Wow, just like that. 76-yard quarterback scramble. They're on the left side for Cotulla. Wow, you're shutting things down. You're feeling good, and he pops one like that. So, again, that's a quarterback coach you talk about. He's been on the shelf about 2-3 weeks with injury. Nothing wrong with his gait there.
Yeah, I knew he'd been hurt, and I knew that he was coming back this week. So you can tell that he is their main weapon. And he just took it off left tackle.
Joseph Salivar. I'm going to get that name down because he's obviously a good one. Oh, almost blocked. He's going to get that thing off. Nope, they're going to say incomplete.
Yeah,
no good.
Right, wide right.
No good, wide right. My vantage point, I just didn't see it. I couldn't see. That's going to be third, so holds it at 13-6. Take that point back. I apologize. 13-6. Hondo Owls in the lead here. 10:08. Pardon my call there. Got a little flustered.
Well, that's one of the things that the Owls haven't been giving up is the big play. And that time, 74 yards on the scamper from Salazar.
Yeah, that was kind of caught him sleeping there. He just popped one off the left side again. That was, 76 yards?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, from the 24. Yeah, there you go. I hear a horn. Right? Yeah, no, it was from the 24. It's 76 yards. I hear a horn going off somewhere.
Yeah, I can see you. I don't know why you'd be here and have ear pods on, but if you are, your blue car is beeping behind us.
We are up top of the press box here in Cotulla on the visitor side.
This is great football weather as far as just the way it feels. It's finally starting to feel a little bit like fall after a brutal summer.
So So the Owls took a 13-0 lead, and Cotulla has responded with a 76-yard touchdown run to cut into the Owl lead. It's 13-6. The extra point almost blocked, but he definitely interfered with the kick, and he was wide right.
All right, this kick is off. It'll be fielded about the 10-yard line. That's Michael Arredondo. He had a nice one last week. He's going to get himself to 40, 45. So Owls going to be set up a nice field position here. Their own side of the field, but their own, where is this official spot going to be? They're giving him a little more than I thought. I thought he might have stepped out of bounds before, but I believe they're going to have him right at the 49-yard line, so not bad. I thought it was a 45. Great return. Again, Michael Arredondo did well for himself last week, too, in the kicking game. And we'll start this one with 49-yard lines. They're right at midfield are the Owls. 9:57 left in the second quarter. Again, they hold a 13-6 advantage over the Cotulla Cowboys.
Great field position again.
We got Jacob Bailey in the near side slot. Joe Adrian not quite as wide as normal. He's just kind of staggered just off of Bailey. Interesting. A little tighter than normal. Kind of bunched up the left side, which is the small side of the field right now. Joe Adrian's going to come back around the backside. And there will be a motion penalty, looks like. To be stepped off against the Owls. So, Owls looking at a 1st and 15 right now. Braden Bentley, lone man to the right side. Big side of the field. Down here in the small side of the field, we got, again, Jacob Bailey in the slot. Joe Adrian Valenzuela. Again, they're kind of tight. This is this kind of the squished in small side of the field. But again, Joe Adrian looks like they're running the same play again. This time Winchester coming around the left side. Nothing doing there. They had that one sniffed out pretty good. Kind of looks like the play they're going to run before. Joe Adrian kind of swings around the back of Winchester and Richter both. And then they give to the left side. Looks like they were going to try that one to go before that motion.
So second down at 14. Only gained a yard on that play. The Owls have overcome their earlier false starts. Let's see if we can overcome a third one here.
Keep an eye on this time. We got Winchester in the far side slot. Joe Adrian on the left side here. Braden Bentley on the right side on Winchester's side, but wide out. H-back on the right side as well. Winchester comes across. They're going to run a motion sweep to him, left side. He's going to get the first down and then a couple more. I can't say enough. It's a talented kid. It's a pleasure watching him do his thing each week. Nice little run by Carson Winchester once again.
Yeah, he's going to get to the 36 of Cotulla.
That was a nice little motion play.
So about 21 yards.
Came out of the far side slot, just came across a motion, just basically ran a sweeper on the left side. All right, Joe Adrian Valenzuela, lone man on the left. Same thing, Bentley, lone man on the right. We got, again, the same kind of similar formation except for Winchester off the left side. The give is going to be, actually, get Richter to call his own number. He's going to pick his way, and he may get one or two out to about the 34-yard line of Cotulla. 8:25 left in the second quarter. Again, your Owls up 13-6. Not sure what the call is here. I missed the...
Well, it was a penalty against the Hondo Owls.
13, 14. He's marking off 15, so it wasn't of the good variety. Not sure how I missed that.
Well, what's he...
So when it all shakes out, folks, let's catch up to the action. That's going to put the Owls back at their own 46-yard line. They need about the 26. So Owls facing a lot of real estate here. Still first down, but first and a good 20. Owls got two men on the left side. The give is to Winchester on the left side. Trying to outrun that angle. He's going to get back a good chunk of it, and he's going to get about 12 of that back. So Owls be looking at about a 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7. Nice hard running there by Winchester off the sweep and getting a little physical toward the end of it. 8 minutes and ticking left in this second quarter. Joe Adrian Valenzuela, lone man on the left. Braden Bentley, lone man on the right. We got Michael Arredondo Winchester's going to pop out over there to the slot as they kind of slowly set this one up. H-back is on the right side. I believe that's Leland in there, so he's getting a lot of time tonight. Winchester comes across. No give to him, but then keeps him honest. Richter going to call his own number. Able to dance away from one tackler, two tackler, another. He takes a pretty stiff shot about the 30, and that's going to put us about 5 yards away from where we need to be. So it looks like 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Owls, if my math is right. I'm trying to see where that stick is over there. I believe that's right. He's
31
that's right. 31
yeah.
to the 26. There we go. So
he got him about 3 yards.
Yeah. That was a hard-earned 3 yards. He definitely had he's got good patience. Coach and I talked about that too. Winchester and him both have a virtue of patience and letting things set up in front of him. We got 2 wides on each side. Mason Barczyk's in that far side slot, Tom, so keep an eye on him. We know he's dangerous, and not many people are going to keep pace with him in the secondary. If he's got a safety matchup against him, look out. I see a go coming. Nope, they're going to go same side, but they're going to pop it over to Braden Bentley, who makes a nice grab himself about the 22. More than enough for a first down. That's the main thing right here. We are looking at now fresh set of downs at 22-yard line of Cotulla. 6:36 left in this second quarter. Again, your Owls up 13-6, just on the doorstep of the red zone once again.
Yeah, I like that. You need 2 yards, you throw the ball 8 yards. That's perfect.
And then no big rush, letting this clock kind of do its thing. Not running all the way down, but not afraid to eat some of it as well. All right, 2 men on the left side will be Bailey in the slot. Joe Adrian on his far side. Braden Bentley, the far man on the right. The give is a Winchester up the middle. They'll be cut down about the 20. And the Owls will be facing, looks like 2nd and 8. As we just dip under the 6-minute mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, one of the things that I've noticed that
a very subdued crowd at the moment is interesting. They're kind of taking a breath as the players get to puff themselves out there.
Yeah, in the north end zone you have a play clock, but on the south end zone you do not.
No, you can tell it's black. It's not on. All right, Winchester's going to be met backfield. He's going to get about back to the 20. He's good to get back to where he was before. So 3rd and 8 coming up. Tough sled and trying that one again. Obviously, 20 is always going to have a marker on his back. Leland is in there. Leland Rodriguez at the H. Bailey in the slot. Joe Adrian, lone man on the left side here, the small side of the field.
The Owls have had some success throwing the ball into the wind.
So with 3rd and 8 at 20-yard line, I think the Owls are going to kind of regroup here, make sure they get the right play call in, and let's make the most of this possession where they are. As they do that, I want to once again thank our valuable sponsors who help Hondo Athletic Boosters Association and all they do putting back into Hondo athletics, extracurricular activities. I want to thank Downtown Dental, hometown dentist Stacy Jacobs, the many Hondo Owls and families. They love to see your smiling faces. Royce Grain, local grain elevator providing bulk and sack feed, which is all the Owls. The best of luck this season. Mummies, your wildlife headquarters. Medina Electric Co-op, powering members, empowering communities. SAT Learning Center, daycare center for children, infant to 10 years. Reserve your child spot today. Also want to thank Medina Regional Hospital, providing quality care close to home. C&W Fuels, Inc., your local fuel and propane distributor. Cross Connections Radio Shack. Go see Michelle and Stacy for all your electronic and cell phone needs. Hondo Anvil Herald. Stay up to date each week with the award-winning Hondo Anvil Herald, Medina County's newspaper since 1886. Texan Bank. Team up together with Texan Bank. And finally, Herman Son Steakhouse. 75-plus years family-owned. Go see Keith Lutz each Sunday evening, 5:30 to 7:30. They'd love to see you. All right. Al's going to give the give. This time that kind of power sweep again off that slot is Winchester. And he's going to give himself a first down and more. Just shucks a man. Has a nice stiff arm with authority there, Tom. And that's going to get the ball. Again, this yard marker guy is kind of stingy. I'm pretty sure he had the first down. He's very reluctant to just walk past the stick and put the
yeah, he got down to the 11.
Yeah, so anyways,
he needed the 12.
Yeah, so that's perfect. You want a first down, you're not going to quite be in there. That's perfect. Give yourself another chance for a first down, potentially, if you need it, right here in the 11. That's a perfect place to land on a first down. All right, Leland, the H-back, just off his right tackle. The give this time is to Michael Arredondo. He's going to sweep around the right side. He's going to lose his feet as he was kind of hemmed in anyways. He might have got another yard or so. He may lose one there. They had him hemmed in, it looked like, unless he could have cut back. But before he could cut back, his feet kind of betrayed him. The turf monsters got him. Those turf monsters are savage this time of year.
Yeah, I think they had him stopped anyway.
Yeah, it didn't matter. It just unless he could have broke to the middle, he just never quite know. But not to be. Second down to 12 here, 4 minutes and ticking in this second quarter as it starts to wind down. This half is going by pretty fast. All right, Leland kind of comes around the left side. Looks like they're looking for him in the flat. Oh, he's going to be hemmed in. This is going to be a sack. Let's hope he holds the ball. He does hold on the ball. Richter's going to be brought down to 24. Let's see if they gave him initial. They might give him a few yards back on that. Yeah, 20. He just kind of got, or his progress has stopped. So Al's going to be dropped back, and this is going to be a third and a long.
That'll be 3rd and 19. They'll need to get to the 1 yard line.
They need the one
for the
still,
first
but
down.
it's just a matter there. They need about 9 just to get back to the original line of scrimmage. So you don't have to get it all in one shot. See how they attack. So Richter drops back. He's looking for Joe Adrian out there. Joe Adrian went up, trying to get it. That's going to drop through the breadbasket and down. A lot of arms around him. I'm not saying that was all a drop. That's pretty good coverage. And you got a lot of arms draped over and slapping, and that ball is going to fall down. Incomplete. We got 4th down coming. I think we'll give Leo Lopez a shot here, well within his range. This will be a 37-yarder.
Now Leo has looked great on extra points,
right.
but his field goals, he's seemed like he's kind of rushed it, and so.
Yeah, 37-yarder here. This attempt. They are bringing the heat. You can tell they're bringing the house here. He's going to get it off. Good leg. That is a phenomenal kick. 37 yards by Leo Lopez. Great job, the young man who, again, he jumped in to fill a void that Hondo wasn't expecting this year at kicker. And what a tremendous job he's done. Got to talk to him the other night. He's also a featured member of the tennis team and soccer team as well.
Well, that was a big kick because the Owls were at the 11-yard line, and they got sacked back to the 20. Add 10 yards for the end zone, 7 yards back where you spot the ball, and that's a 37-yarder. So
2:54 left in the second quarter. Owls have themselves a 10-point lead, 16-6 over the Cotulla Cowboys. And we'll see how we come back out. Again, defenses look stiff. Except for that one big run they popped on the right side. So let's see how we tighten a few screws here, and hopefully we stay on them. I've enjoyed what I've seen as far.
It's been a fast-moving first half.
And that was really the first, I guess, negative play you'd say on offense was just them squeezing through, squirting through, and getting that big sack there.
Yeah.
A timely one. Obviously, Hondo was gunning. All right, this is going to be kind of more of an up kick. Field about the 23-24. He's going to get himself to about the 45, 47 before he's brought down. Sorry, I was kind of slower developing. I was trying to see where I was going. So they're going to have the ball. I'll tell you back 49 is really the official spot's going to be. So they're going to have themselves pretty good field position with about 2:52 left to work and that good wind at their back. So Cotulla's got about 3 minutes and a really good field position. They only need about 51 yards of field to go. Hopefully the Owls up for this challenge here on defense. We got big Cooper Mulder in there. Xavier Lopez and Everett Adams manning the defensive line.
Yeah, and Cotulla's got all 3 of their timeouts, so they can still run the ball here some.
All right, Mason Barr's playing up in his safety spot. That gives me around the left side. They're going to have decent blocking. He's going to break one off the left side, Tom. Wow, 2 of them. They got some great speed. That was a different man that time.
Mason Barr is going to run him down at the 6-yard line.
He came the opposite side of the field because he was on our side of the field, and he ran far opposite side of the field, took the angle, and his speed saved what looked like was gone. Great save. So they are to the 6. Wow, just like that. Yeah, they got some speed in those boys out there. He hit that corner, and he was flying. That's tremendous. Mason was even able to catch that, obviously with the angle, but well,
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Yeah, 2:30 and ticking here. Again, first and goal from the 6 is Cotulla. They gave up the middle. That's more plus-size running back. He's going to get himself about 3 or 4.
Got 4 yards down to the 2-yard line.
So second and goal from the 2 is Cotulla. The clock dips just under the 2:10 mark.
We need one of them bad snaps here.
Yeah. Yeah, that must be mentioned. Cotulla did give us a little assistance early on that first possession. Still, Owls have had pretty good control other than, again, we've had 2 big ones popped on us right there. Well, let's see how they stiffen up here. Quarterback's can call his own number. There's going to be a flag thrown in there. I'm not sure exactly what was seen or done, kind of the middle, away from the actual run. He's going to be cut down about the 1-yard line. Maybe the 2. Let's see what the officials. I think he's a little closer than that. So they'll be short, and it's going to be marked off. What's it called?
Well, they're marking it off against Cotulla. So
chop block, I believe, is the call. So they're going to march that back. So huge. Owls got a big break there. And let's see where the official spot once he's done walking. 18-yard line. I'll take that over the 2 any day of the week, Tom.
Without a doubt.
Wow. So, yeah, we just went from about, looked like kind of 6 points was starting to feel pretty impending with that momentum. Now they're going to be facing second 18. Don't get me wrong, these guys have shown they're dangerous in one play. Let's see how the Owls stack up. I got 3 wide receivers left side, 1 man to the 3 left, 1 to the right. I think they got motion. So, yep, that was an obvious little motion on the O-line, so they're going to move it back a little bit more. And that'll put them about the 23-yard line. So, second and goal from the 23 is Cotulla. 1:25 left in the second quarter. Again, your Owls holding a 16-6 advantage, looking to keep it that way.
Went from third and goal at the 1 to second down and 23.
Because they go for 2 there. That's a 16-14 ball game, potentially. Or they were. All right, Al still got work to do. Second and 23 here. Second and goal from the 23. They're going to run motion right side. It's going to be a pass. See if Bailey can turn around on it. No, he's going to drop that in there. No, incomplete. Wow, I thought he had that ball. They threw a beautiful ball, so it was basically a wide receiver came around in motion. He was going to throw the pass to the wideout out there. That ball was over his shoulder, well into the end zone. I thought they had it initially. He could not maintain possession.
Yeah, the wide receiver had that one. It just couldn't bring it down. And let's see.
Interesting call.
There's another flag. There is another flag down there on the 27-yard line on the other side of the field. Jeff, it's
right, and he's talking to the Cotulla staff right now as the official. So we're awaiting the official call here as he explains things to Coach Booker over there. I believe is his name. And Coach Templin talks to the nearby official.
And now they're going to wave it off, I think.
So a lot of discussion going on both sides of the field with each coach and a nearby official. Templin had the head official's ear. And we'll see what happens when all this dust settles. Sorry, folks, we got to wait in this. And the refs don't know. I certainly don't.
Well,
the initial signal is, I believe it's an eligible man downfield. And it looked like, well, all I know is we got a timeout called on the Cotulla side as they're going to think things over and kind of maximize this possession. They need to get on the board here. 53 seconds left before the half. They're on their 23 again, facing a third and goal from the 23. Well, Tom, that was interesting. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to shake out.
I'm not sure what was it. Did we decline the penalty? It's third and 23, but they talked to both sidelines. I guess we declined the penalty.
Now we'll see coming out here. Seems like usually this would be if it was anything to be assessed, would it not have been done before the timeout?
You know, that's one of the things the refs have not done this year is given, or maybe we just haven't been watching close enough.
Right. I'm gonna put that on myself too. Just my first time in this booth, deciphering through. It's easy when they feed it to you on TV. You know what I'm saying? But when you're up here,
well, I mean, we look for it.
Find the calls. Now we saw it initially. I just never saw. I was watching the whole time. I never saw a ruling, a hand ruling, and a signal. So nothing changed. They kind of was waved off, whatever. They're going to try a swing and gate gimmick here. They got all the guys on the left side, just the quarterback, a running back, and a shotgun snap here.
And the Owls called timeout.
So, yeah, it was enough to get the Owls to burn one. Is whenever you see that swing and gate, it's all the kids are like, "What the heck is this, coach?" So they're going to make sure they got it squared up in case they try to set that up again.
Well, I think that was smart because the Owls only had 3 or 4 defenders over there, and Cotulla had like 8 men.
Right.
So they had us outnumbered 2-1.
So as we've hit a good bit of a lull in the action here with these. With the extra timeouts here before the half is Cotulla obviously wants to maximize possession. Owls want to make sure they're lined up correctly. Owls up 16-6. 53 seconds left in this second quarter.
The Owls have gotten a little bit lucky here.
They've got definitely some fortuitous breaks to the ball.
Cotulla's penalties.
That penalty was big because that's 15 yards, whereas they were, that was a certain, it felt like certain 6 points to you, or to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, this game's a game of momentum, and sometimes you just feel like, that was going to be a big ask to get the Owls to make the stop from right there. So, as it is, tall order for Cotulla.
Yeah, it would have been 3rd down and 1 at the 1-yard line.
They've got 2 wide receivers on the left side, 1 man on the right. Quarterback drops out. He looks right. He's looking at it. He's eyeing his man, and he looks to be pretty open. Coronado can close the deal. Coronado gets a hand on that ball. You know what? I said it. I saw him coming across, and he had both paws on the ball. Well, Coronado got there quickly, closed, put his paw on the ball, and just ripped that ball down and out of the hands of the would-be, should have been, touchdown reception by number 3 there for Cotulla. You have a name of that guy? I believe that's Phelan Olivari, which Coach mentioned. He's a
that was number 9, wasn't it?
He's over there, number 3, coming across the field. He's a big-bodied receiver, good height.
Well, give Coronado credit because he came and stuck his hand in there and knocked him down.
That was 6 if he had not done that because the ball was well within the receiver's hands. He had both paws on it, and Coronado determined to rip it out. He did. Nice hand strength from the young corner.
So now it's 4th down. It says 3rd, but
he's going to drop back. He's going deep. Mason Barr makes the interception, 4-yard line, 20. Watch those wheels go, 25-30, 35-40. He's going to take the defender, drive him down about the 44 with him. The young freshman, again, true 9th grade safety who's made a name for himself quickly this year. His ability, he doesn't play like a 9th grader. He read that beautifully and just outstanding juice. Al's got the clock is still running for some reason. I'm not sure why. We noticed that a good maybe 10 seconds after, so let's see if the referee noticed. It should be at least, I'm going to say 22. It's at 16 right now because I was just looking there to see how much time do we have to work with. And anyways, the Owls with their own 44. See if we can run a few goes and pop one here or what happens. And they're not going to pick up on the time. I'm about to put my headset off and yell for more time. Join the Hondo faithful. They're doing it for me. And it's not going to matter. Referee apparently unaware. Certainly they got to put a few seconds back in that thing. He's saying reset the game. Like, no, 28 seconds. There we go. Thank you. I knew it was well in the 20s. I said by the time we noticed it, and it's still running, and he'd been celebrating with his teammates for a good 5 seconds. All right. Al's got 2 men on the right side. He's going to drop back. The game is going to be Arredondo at the middle. He'll be cut down about the 50. I believe we have 2 timeouts left, if that's correct.
Yes, that's right.
I think we got to have 1. The board says 2. I know Temple called 1 on this side of the field. We were trying to get it right.
We called 1 down there.
So I think 1, if my memory is correct. All right, Owls are going to – I think Owls are going to kind of play this one safe. They're going to run Arredondo again up the middle. And the ball about the 42 of Cotulla. He's going to let this clock. So coach content to hold his 10-point advantage, not risk a turnover and some big pick 6 thing. So Owl's going to go into halftime 16-6, 10-point lead over the local Cotulla Cowboys. Not a bad half of ball for the Owls other than 2 big plays. Had a few big scares in the air there. Cotulla showed they're definitely capable on the ground and in the air. But so far the Owls have avoided disaster and holding on to a 10-point advantage.
You got it. Let's see if we can work some stats up here.
Yeah, please do, Tom.
Well,
the Owl Band's setting up to open up the halftime processions. We got about 24 minutes I got in the clock for the halftime activities. Nice, cool night. You couldn't ask for better football weather. Again, as a coach and a player, not so much. But this feels great. This feels like fall. I'm loving it up here. Great view on top of this perch. We finally got a nice little perch to view a game outside our friendly confines of Berry Field, of course. That's about as good as we've had all year. Lucky for us, they have these two big main speakers to our left and to our right, and that's been an issue for us a few places. When they stuck us outside, you just can't hear over these giant speakers just cranking music. And the announcers, local house announcers themselves, well, they've got them turned off, so we were fortunate.
All right, here we go.
All right, Tom, you got something for us?
We have the Owls with defensive stand to start the game. I don't know if you call it defensive stand, but Cotulla Cowboys went backwards, compliments of some bad center snaps. They punted. The Owls got the ball at the 31. 7 plays later, DJ Richter with a 1-yard rushing touchdown, the extra point. The Owls went for 2 with a little trick play and didn't make it. 6-0 at the end of the first quarter. The Owls stopped Cotulla, and the next drive was a 55-yard drive. They culminated in a Leland Rodriguez 35-yard pass from DJ Richter. The extra point was good. It made it 13-0. Cotulla answered with a 76-yard rushing TD from their quarterback Salazar,
right,
and made it 13-6. The Owls next drive they got down to the 11, but DJ Richter was sacked at the 20. But number 33, Lopez, the Owls kicker, put it through the uprights, and the Owls got the field goal. And that's where we are at half, 16-6.
You got to be more enthused. Tom, that was a 37-yard field goal by Oleo Lopez, man. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And that was into that win that we talked about all night. So
not bad. The stats, they look. First downs, Hondo 8, Cotulla 4. Rushing yards, the Owls 22 for 56. Cotulla 10 for 182. But 76 and about 50 came on two carries.
2 plays.
Yeah.
Mostly 2 plays. Give me our pass again, Tom. Total pass for Hondo.
3 receptions for 52 yards.
Okay. And what's Winchester got on the ground? One more time.
Well, we'll get there.
I thought you already had. Well, I'm sorry, our total rushing.
Our total rushing was
Mikey's had a few nice carries
22 for 56 yards. That's yeah.
That's surprising. Okay.
The Owls had 1 touchdown pass. The Cotulla Cowboys had 1 interception. There was no fumbles lost. Penalty yards, the Owls 6 for 41. Cotulla 2 for 22. Third down conversions, the Owls 5 of 9. Cotulla 1 of 5. Fourth down conversions, the Owls 0 for 0. Cotulla 0 of 2. The Owls have made a field goal. And the time of possession is about 15-9, Hondo Owls. So the Owls have a 6-minute lead in. Some individual stats. Carson Winchester, 10 yards rushing for 45 yards. And Michael Arredondo, 5 for 22.
Yeah, that's what I want to get. Mikey's had a few really nice totes tonight.
Yeah, 5 for 22.
Tough sledding on the ground, but nice job, boys. All right.
DJ Richter's 3 for 6 for 52 yards and a touchdown. You know, the Owls have not been stopped. They haven't punted, but they've had short fields, and they've used a lot of clock and just not a lot of stats.
Right.
You know, so that's where we are. Receiving, Leland Rodriguez 1 for 35 and a touchdown. Joe Adrian Valenzuela 1 for 9. Jacob Bailey 1 for 8. And Mason Barr with the interception. So that's the first half stats.
Right.
Not a whole lot of stats, considering that the Owls really controlled the football game.
I think a lot of the Owls they controlled the clock. You just hit it. I think that's part of the reason it's not looking as flashy because we've been kind of content to make a good play, kind of sit in the clock for a minute, just let it run, and just kind of make it.
Well, you had
to bring down the tempo here.
You had a 31-yard drive and you had a 55-yard drive. I mean, just when you get short fields.
Right. Right, it definitely cuts down your needed workload. It doesn't feel as. Yeah, they've got to again. I've been interested about this one again. This game is far from over. It's a 10-point ball game, and Cowboys can show they can strike in a second. They've done twice with two huge plays on the ground. They didn't hit those in the air, Tom, but you can see how dangerous that was. They were very close. So
yeah,
had Preston not had the will to make sure he got there that ball and ripped that thing out of his hands, that was a sure grab for 6 just a minute ago.
Well, the good news is the Owls deferred to start this game, and Cotulla went backwards on their first possession. So the Owls, they'll get the ball to start the second half, up 16-6.
Yeah, great call, Tom. Yeah, that's something I agree with Templin on. I like having that extra possession going the half. When you need that extra possession, it's nice to if you can weather the first half. You've got that one. You always know you get that bullet coming out.
Yeah,
I don't want to brag, Coach Tom. I don't have a lot of coaching prowess or anything, but I do play a little Madden, and I do the same thing. You got to get that ball coming out of the half every time, second half.
Yeah, no, I like the strategy, no doubt about it. Especially when you can start with a 3-and-out, and they have fourth down and 46, and they punt to the 31-yard line. You got the ball at 31-yard line.
Yeah, that worked out well because again, coach would rather have that ball second half anyways, and then you also got the wind advantage there, which again, it seems like it's gotten a little less stiff as this is worn on. I'm looking at the flags across the way; it's still there, but they're about to blow the notebook out of my hand when we first got here. So,
right, yeah,
which makes sense. You got that coastal wind coming off about we're not too far from that big coastal blast. I used to work down here in oil fields, and at a certain point of the day, and we were aware of it down there because H2S and all that stuff, and that's a life and death deal. But, you just kind of tend to be aware of those things. Anyway, that's why I'm kind of more in tune to it down here in South Texas. But, yeah.
The flag looks like it's still blowing pretty dang stiff, but it's definitely the gusts have stopped.
Right. Well, you can see that, like, the team flags about eye level we are across the way for the Cowboy, the maroon and gold they have over there. It's it's there, but it's not quite. Before, it was just a stiff, like they had starch in them. So, yes, sir. Well, I'm for the most part liking what I'm seeing. Obviously, if you can take out those huge gainers they had, and they were both outside runs, and that's a good point to make. I'm just kind of thinking in my head now as I'm talking out loud. When we got kind of gashed early on in the season on the ground, those were more power run type things. We haven't seen that. We've just seen, and they got some flash, man. They got some guys, a quarterback can run. They got a running back that can go, and those were huge pops on the outside edge. So,
well, that one was kind of left tackle,
right, but.
And once he got past the
but it was
first line, he broke it to the outside.
But it was off tackle. It wasn't a power dive type thing, which just has, early on, we really struggled with that. So we'll see, get those screws tightened in here, and hopefully we can shut those things. Well, you got to, man. You can't just give up 76-yarders here and there. So
yeah, that was 76-yarders, and
what was the other one? It was pretty good too. But 45, 50, something like
that. Let me see if I can.
That was the one that set up that whole mess a while ago. Was it? It seems like they were about the 45-ish, 49-ish. But again, a mess. Hondo was able to avoid. Again, thank God for a
36 yards.
Very timely 15-yarder.
So 36 yards.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right, because they kind of walked it down a little bit, and then they set that one up. That's right.
Yeah, they got down. They had first and goal at the 6. They got about 4 yards and had second down and 2. They had the quarterback got down to the 1 and it was at 3rd and 1, but they had the penalty, which brought it back to the 18, and they never could recover. So that was a huge penalty against Cotulla that worked in the Owls' favor.
Right. Well, yeah, it's been interesting. Again, the pace has just been a weird. Like I said, that first half just flew by just because it's the clock. It's kind
really
of basic grinding clock. So not a whole lot of action and per minutes. I want to reach out real quick. I think Downtown Dental, hometown dentist Stacy Jacobs, to many Hondo Owls and families. They'd love to see her smiling faces. She's got a great staff there. I had to go in a few months ago, and dentist is always what it is, and you got to go to the dentist. But they have a nice little kind of serene thing. They got that old school. I mean, that's those old walls from that building there in downtown. But their staff is just really good about putting you at ease, and just it was a good experience. So, anyways, Downtown Dental. She's been doing it for a good while down there. Stacy Jacobs.
And we've got an angel up here bringing us some water. So thank you.
I got my wife here climbing the ladder to the top of our perch and getting us a little water for our parched throats. I want to hit up Roy's Grain. I know these guys have a special part in Tom's heart, and I'll let him elaborate on this in a moment. But local grain elevator providing bulk and sack feed. Again, Roy's Grain, wishing all the Owls the best of luck this season.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's Mark and Nelson and but our Mr. Royce, Bill Royce, but they're great people. They put a lot of money in the community. They spend money on livestock. They big supporters of Hondo athletics and just really good people.
Right. Tell them about you relayed that story before, but again, just with your own kids in ag and.
Yeah, well, they've definitely. Whenever my boys, we showed goats, and the Royces would always put money toward the purchasing of those animals. So that was, not just one year, but it seemed like every year we showed both boys, and thank you to Royce Farms and Bill and Nelson and Mark.
Right, and I also want to thank Mummies, your wildlife headquarters, and they just had a neat thing there today recognizing Julian, been working there with them. Julian, great guy. Known him for going back to our school days. In fact, we were helping out with the Owls back in our youth. But his 24th anniversary working for Mummies, and you're going there, Julian. He's so helpful, man. It don't matter what you're looking for. He's super knowledgeable and helpful. You imagine 24 years. He's an expert in all things at Mummies.
Well, that's such a neat store because obviously their commercial advertise them as a wildlife specialist, and they are. They sell corn and protein, and they have feeders, and they have the batteries, and but they also have a gun room. So
right.
if you want guns or ammunition, I don't know if we should even talk about that on the air in a high school broadcast, but
no, I mean that's.
They carry a big line of guns and ammunition, and that's in addition to that they buy and sell produce and
right.
wheat and corn and cotton, and so they're more than just your wildlife specialist.
Right, for sure. I also want to thank Medina Electric Co-op, powering members, empowering communities.
Yeah, one of the neat things that we don't talk about that Medina Electric does is if obviously October we open the windows and we let the cool air in.
Right.
And our electricity bill isn't as high as October as it is in August. Whenever you're running that thing, trying just to keep your house to 80 degrees when it's 100 degrees outside.
Right.
But they will balance your bill where you pay the same amount every month, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a nice incentive that Medina Electric gives.
Yes, sir. I also want to thank SAT Learning Center, Daycare Center for Children infant to 10 years. Reserve your child spot today. Again, we mentioned last week that was started by Lori Gillum back in the day, and since changed ownership, and they've done a tremendous job out there last 8-10 years as they've taken over, keep the reputation, the quality care they do for the young ones while parents are at work. So SAT Learning Center, can't put them over enough. Again, Daycare Center, Children infant 10 years. Reserve your child spot today.
Yeah, and Laurie and Andrew are here at tonight's game. They're here supporting their grandson Ryan Gillum, as they do every sporting event that their kids and grandkids go to. So
right. I also want to thank Pardon me, I lost my spot here, Tom. Herman's Son Steakhouse, of course. Again, you can't. Yeah, I'll probably be hitting up a pepper steak this weekend when I get back. I'm going to go. I'm a glutton. I'm going to go punishment. I'm going to go take my son. We're going to go to the Ole Miss game tomorrow. We got flag football tomorrow, our last one of the year. We got playoffs. After that, we'll treat all the team to.
Oh, so y'all are playing on Berry Field?
Yes, sir. Well, actually, no, they haven't done that since COVID. And I was going to talk to Coach, see if we may be able to get that back because that's a neat thing. Get the kids. You got to get that spark has to start. You're building a culture and a program, and it starts with young ages, and that's a special thing. And just for them to be able to play a competitive game, even if it's flag football on that sacred ground at Berry Field, I think that'd be neat to get that back. So I definitely want to talk.
Yeah, that was the neat thing about when my kids played flag football is the final games, the playoff games were always on Berry Field. So.
Right. Yeah, and that was all the way up, I believe, until that COVID year. For whatever reason, they didn't do it. But maybe time to hopefully get that going again. I think it's a neat treat for the kids that last little round of the year. It's basically a round robin. All the teams at least get a last crack at that. At their little championship and their playoff spot. So, anyways, we got to hopefully get 2 games tomorrow, and then again treat our kids a pizza. And then Jack's and I hit the road to College Station and go support our Aggies, win or lose like we do.
They play tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, yes, sir. Got Ole Miss, another stiff one coming up. They were number 7 until they got knocked off by LSU last week. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, A&M could win. They could just lay an egg and lose.
Yeah.
You got to go support your Aggies. Though.
That's what I do, man. Had I had that attitude last year and just quit on them last year, I would have missed that Alabama game. We got to see that one live, and that was one of the best wins I've got to see live. So that's why you support them, win or lose. You never know, man. It's just I'm in it to love it. Like I said, I live for it. I don't die for it. So 30 minutes after a loss, I flush it and move on, and just I enjoy it. So that's what you do. Obviously, we love football. That's why we're here. I want to think. How did I get there? Oh, yeah, I went there. That was a whole segue just off the fact I'm going to get a pepper steak when I get back. I haven't had a good hot pepper steak. That's my flavor, man. A double hot, and that's my go-to every time. Put a little ranch on the side with some steak sauce. Yeah, I might not make it past tomorrow. All right, Texan Bank, team up together with Texan Bank. Hondo Anvil Herald, stay up to date each week with the award-winning Hondo Anvil Herald, Medina County's newspaper since 1886.
And I want to talk about Texan Bank. They are combined. They combined Community National Bank and Hondo National Bank.
Right.
And they merged. So you have the best of both worlds.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And again, I mentioned Hondo Anvil Herald when I have the opportunity. I cannot put over Jeff Berger enough. He's always been so kind to me since he took over my dad's perch there in the local the house announcing gig there. But just what he's done well beyond football, what he does to put all sports over every sport. He's there when he can get there, and band as well. He's just a huge proponent of all of them. So Jeff Berger, again, the guys like that, when someone's such a fixture, they get taken for granted often, and I will never let that guy get taken for granted. He is amazing, and he's just so helpful too. And as I've taken on this position, just talking to him, bending his ear, and we kind of compare notes each week. And obviously his Hondo Anvil Herald piece that he runs, the recap of the previous game and the look ahead, very invaluable information for us too as we prepare for our broadcast each week. So anyways, thank you, Jeff. I want to thank Cross Connection Radio Shack, Goshi, Michelle, and Stacy for all your electronic and cell phone needs. And again, like I mentioned, they provide the hotspot that makes this broadcast possible each and every week, as well as our Wednesday night weekly coaches shows. And when we get to deep dive football, look under the hood, Hondo Owl football with Coach Templin each week. We kind of review the previous week. We kind of talk about what stuff they're working on, stuff that he feels like revealing we can work on. Obviously you don't want to tip the hand too much. And then he looks ahead and gives a nice preview of the next opponent. And then we earlier in the season we were talking to the football team and kind of hit all the levels, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, H-backs, running backs, O-line, D-line. Basically, I'll run through the whole team. And after we got through them, we've been trying to put a spotlight on the other sports too, Tom, that deserve it. So we've got volleyball, we had tennis, cross country the other night. But anyways, I come away thoroughly just enjoying that moment. Not even the sports part of it, honestly. It's just, you look at the news, social media, just everything is so bleak, the way it's painted. And, reality is never that bad. I mean, I'm not saying the world's sunshine and unicorns, but it's not always that bad. You talk to these young people, especially hardworking young athletes, and it just kind of refreshes your faith in humanity. There's a lot of good out there. There's a lot more good than there is bad. to be honest. And it's just neat seeing that in front of you. These young people just kind of refreshes that, push the reset button on that perspective. It's nice.
Yeah. And you look at you're talking about sports, but the Hondo Out Band went into the district meet and won that, and they won the regional or area competition. I think they don't have state this year, but so they took the marching contest at area. So that's as far as you can go. Awesome. I'm told that next year that all levels will go to state, but for the last forever. The 6A and the 4A and the 2A will go to state one year, and the 3A and the 5A will go to state the next year. But starting next year, every band competition will have state championships.
Right.
And speaking of other teams, I have to do this because I'm a huge Houston Astro fan.
Oh, yeah.
And the Houston Astros are in the World Series.
Yes, sir.
They're up 5-0 in the top of the fourth. And I think Tucker must have hit a 3-run homer because my son.
I was wondering what you're looking at.
My son was blowing my phone up.
You got your tracker. Good for you, man. That's great run by the Astros. Yeah, Stros fans, live it up. That doesn't get better than that, especially when you get to unseat the Yankees. So good for y'all. I want to finish this out. We got.
You bet.
I'm sorry. No, that's great. You want to go more? We can go more. We got 3.5 minutes till kick. C&W Fuels, obviously, we got to thank them. Your local fuel and propane distributor. Just what a great job, Ryan Weimers, pardon me, what they've done out there. Weimers Oil back in the day, and kind of how he took that over and built it up, and he's really. I mean, they've got that nice little center there. You notice just past the golf course, they have those pumps there for truckers and whatnot. But they've really built a nice.
What I like is they sell the ethanol-free gasoline, so I can run it in my boats and put it in my lawnmowers.
Beautiful.
I think there's other stations that carry that now, but for the longest time, Weimers was the only place
in
town that carried the ethanol-free gas, which kind of gums your engines up. And
gotcha. All right. Well, thank you, Tom. I learned something new every day. I want to thank Medina Regional Hospital, providing quality care close to home, and what a great staff they have. We are very fortunate to have that right in our backyard, just have that care in a town of this size. Invaluable.
Yeah, it really is, and it's a lot more personal.
Right.
We had when my first son was born, he was born in the hospital in San Antonio. And one of the nurses had lost her keys or something, and that's all they talked about in the delivery room as he was being delivered was the I don't know what we're gonna do about the keys. I'm like, will y'all pay attention to my wife and this this baby?
Right.
But then you come to Hondo and
wow.
the personalized attention is just amazing. And this is basically with child care, but. I know that you don't have the specialties that you do in San Antonio, but for routine, I guess childbirth is routine, but for everyday illnesses and broken bones, there's not a better hospital around.
Right. Yeah, it threw me off there, so I'm listening to you intently, and then I'm kind of my earpiece. They're playing the same. They got our fight song over there.
Yeah.
So we haven't played. This is my first time seeing Cotulla since I can't remember. I must have been little. And anyway, that's kind of funny. Just like, where's that coming from? Because I saw our band over here in my right corner of my eye.
Well, that's like a junior high band, I believe. Isn't it?
I think it's them. They're just not in uniform. They're kind of just doing dress clothes tonight. We're just street clothes tonight. So that's their proper band. We kind of were doing our football thing while they're performing. But anyways, all right, well, they share a fight song. And they're going to head off, and we're going to, about 30 seconds to go. This should be a finish, Tom. This can go.
Oh, it's anybody's game.
It's anyone's ball game. Hopefully they always clean up some of those edge runs. Again, they've showed more than enough capability offensive side. Again, we got a stiff opponent.
Yeah, really.
And the differences could be a bit of them giving us a little bit of benefit early on.
Cotulla has hurt themselves.
Yep. So it's going to be a tough scrap. Cotulla's fighting. They're fighting. We got a clinch playoff spot. And by the way, you guys, you want to see the clear playoff picture. Coach Templin, I asked him, just describe in detail kind of how the seating and all that stuff works. If you want to go hear that, that's on that Wednesday night coach's show from the other night, about the first 15, 20 minutes of that show. It's a nice little discussion about that, plus all things Hondo football, but gets into that deep. But anyways, we got our spot. Cotulla's fighting for that spot. So they're scrapping tonight. Obviously, they're going to be fighting anyways, but this is a district ball game. Disappointed if they weren't. Of course they are, but again, when you got a playoff spot in the line, they're really fighting for something. We have a clinch spot. Obviously, now we're looking for better seating.
Yeah, you would like to have, Jourdanton, the loss in Jourdanton, in all likelihood, it will run the table. I think Jourdanton has beaten Cotulla as well.
Right.
And Cotulla.
Right.
So they have Lyle and Crystal City on their schedule yet, and so not the strongest of teams. So you have to figure that Jourdanton will win out and win the district. Second place may come down. Well, the Owls have to win tonight,
all right,
and then they play Cotulla next week, and
right.
The winner of that game will get second.
Right.
So that's assuming the Owls will win tonight.
Right. So Owls control their destiny to get that second seed, which is the best case scenario for them. All right, well, we're getting pretty close here. Hondo Owls are out there fired up. Coach getting his guys set. Coach Proctor talking to his boys. On this kick return unit sets to take their spot again. Owls will start possession of the second half, as Coach Templin does whenever humanly possible with the coin toss. Cotulla joining the fray.
Yeah, and we've been fortunate about winning the toss this year.
We have. It's been a lot. And as you say it out loud, but we've been talking about how many times he defers, and it seems like it's been a good bit of the contest.
Last week was the first week he didn't defer, and it kind of backfired on him.
Right.
Of course, it
the Jourdanton game, too, remember, because of that weird wonky again, I dub it the accidental onside kick. It was a normal kick, but it just came off so funky off a toe-punching kicker. It looked like a spiral about 12, 15 yards in.
It just kind of, spiraled.
It barely dove over that first line and just,
But it spiraled with the point up of the ball up in the air.
Yeah, it was bizarre. And, again, it was effectively an onside kick. It wasn't the intent, but it basically, the one time he went away from that, it just – who could imagine that scenario? Oh, they're going to do a quick onside themselves as we're talking about that, and the Owls are going to field it cleanly at the 47, so we're talking about it.
Well, the Owls were prepared for it. I mean, they had 5 men within.
Right. But they had their back, basically a huddle with their backs to the thing and just try to pull it quicker, and they just quickly just kind of in a bunch just did an onside kick. Owls were, like you said, more than ready for it, and, well, that serves us well because we'll have the ball on the 47-yard line as this third quarter in this second half just underway here. Owls kind of grouped up.
Yeah, so the ball is at the 47.
And they're going to take the field. We'll have our similar formation you see a lot when you got 2 men on the big side of the field. It's Bailey in the slot. Braden Bentley, I believe, is on his side. Far left side is Joe Adrian Valenzuela, of course. The give is going to be to Michael Arredondo on the right side. He's going to be met, and not much doing there. Maybe back line scrimmage. So they've got a pretty formidable D-line. They've definitely made the run game a little tougher. We've had to earn them.
Yeah, the Owls have gotten outside.
If we get outside, you're right. But when they get the balls on you, they're definitely making us work for it. Let's put it that way.
I thought he got a yard, but he marked him at line of scrimmage. Right. No gain.
So if you're just joining, folks, we just got underway. You haven't missed much as far as the second half. Just underway, about 30 seconds in. Richter's looking deep. He's got Bentley. Bentley, beautiful grab, 10-5, and he is in. Oh, wow. That was a launch. That was a launch, Tom, about the 47 down to the 10, which is about a 43-yard in the air, and then he got the last 10 with his legs. So 53-yarder. 53, Bentley, wow, yeah. He's one of those kids I was watching back when these guys are 8th graders making some big grabs. A kid that brings basketball skills to a football field. Great hands. Just in a beautiful touch by Richter, obviously, on that ball. Just dropped it over the head. Well done by the Owls. Well, that's how you come out swinging. 11-13 in the third quarter.
Second half. Kick is up and good through the uprights, and the Owls will take a
23-6 lead. So just like that, again, we're about 47 seconds into this second half, and the Owls just strike just like that. So that worked well. Beautiful.
Well, luckily for the Owls, the onside kick did not work. The Owls got the ball at great field position in midfield, or almost in midfield at the 47. And after an Arredondo run for no gain, they find Bentley.
And I got to note, because obviously the people can't see what we see, Tom, if they're listening at home, but that was not bad coverage. The man was step for step with him. But just the ball that was dropped over the shoulder beautifully as he was just tagging behind Bentley on that deep go route. So, wow, what can I say? Great job, gentlemen. DJ Richter and Braden Bentley, both obviously the O-line that paved the way for that. That doesn't always get the credit they deserve. Great pass pro. Gave him time to drop back and just launch that rocket for about 43 yards in the air before, again, the last 10, Bentley's legs on the ground. Similar to last week, except for he didn't have to fight. He didn't have to fight off man to get in the end zone that time.
Yeah, that time he had him beat deep and just made a good play on the ball and took it in the end zone.
Leo kicks this thing off after his successful PAT. Ooh, that's going to be mishandled. He's going to fumble it out about the 7 or 8 yard line. So Cotulla deep in their own territory. The man went to field the ball about the 7, 8 yard line or so, and he's going to fumble that thing out of bounds. I believe that's that gentleman they mentioned earlier, Olivari, I believe is his last name. Yes, Thylan Olivari. Pretty stud safety for them as well.
Yeah, and at this point, you got to wonder if Cotulla. Well, that was just sloppy there. I mean, that was just a lack of concentration. As he got his hand on the ball about the 9, and it just went through his hand to the side and ran out of bounds at the 7 yard line. Great kick. Of course, once again, Leo Lopez kind of benefiting this quarter with that wind at his back. Be a nice chance for the Owls to stack up some chips for the fourth quarter here with this nice wind at their back. He definitely took advantage of that one. To give the same man the right side, that's going to be Olivari on the right side. This time, not much doing for him. He's going to be brought down about the 8, 9 yard line, maybe a couple. So they tried that sweep play again. Olivari's like one of the guys mentioned earlier. He's got juice, number 3. Yeah, at this time, nothing doing, so hopefully Owls have kind of diagnosed. Well, and notice they ran it to their side of the field every time they've tried to run it, All right, and that would be the small side of the field at this moment because they are on that right hash. About 10:30 more or less, and ticking here again. Your Owls up 23-6. Might have got a half a yard on that play. This third quarter just underway here. All right. Quarterback drops back. He's looking right side. We got a good pressure. Leland's going to get on him. Diego Martinez gets a ball up. He might have got a piece of that ball. Not sure. Regardless, it falls incomplete. And just like that, it's going to be about a third, and I'm going to say 9 for Carrizo inside their own 10-yard line, right about I think they're on the 8. Well, that was a great coverage by the Owls, and it was a great rush. And when you get good rush, and I thought the Owls had a chance to intercept that ball. Yep. For a minute, it was just a little too tall for the Owls for that, but it definitely, again, kind of a dangerous ball out there as he throws it through the wind out in the flat. A lot of white jerseys, like you said. All right, they're going to get up to the line quick here. Quarterback not in as big of a rush. They're going to call timeout. Yeah, they broke huddle. The O-line just sprinted up to the line, but I think quarterback knew that they're going to go think this one over a bit. So 10-17 left in the third quarters. We're just underway. Again, your Owls just went up quick, 23-6. Their first possession set up. If you joined us late here, just coming off getting your little run to the fridge there at halftime. Cotulla tried a little catch us off balance, catch us off guard, run an onside kick. Did not work. Owls had the ball their own 47 after that. One play later, 53-yard strike, DJ Richter to Braden Bentley
has your Owls another touchdown. And this.
Yeah, and the Owls are throwing that pass play with a lot more confidence as the season wears on. That's 2 weeks in a row we've seen it. And like you said, wasn't bad coverage.
No.
Finley just went up and got it.
And Richter, a perfectly placed ball. Well, 3rd and 9 here. 8-yard line, their own 8-yard line as Cotulla backed up again inside that 10. What's nice here, Tom, if we can get this stop again, they got that pretty stiff wind. Looks like it's picked up. I'm looking at those their flags across the way again.
Yeah.
The lowest flags, kind of more accurate to what the guys are feeling on the field. It's stiff. Oh, Wyatt Balls is going to come up and pop him. Oh, no. He's going to have that thing completed about the 34, 35. Looked like Arcos almost had a chance to play on it, but he just kind of got off a step, and they're able to drop it in and get themselves out of a critical situation on their end.
Well, it was kind of underthrown, and the receiver came back to get it.
Right, and he just had a step on Arcos as they both went to lunge for it, and that's going to give them a fresh set of downs at 35. So that's kind of an opportunity you would like to seize on. Again, they would have been punting inside the 10, but that's not to be from their own end zone, rather. Again, not to be. They will take possession here just under 10 minutes in this 3rd quarter. Take a new set of downs, pardon me. I believe that's going to be Hondo on the jump. The right side defensive tackle, I believe, jump. So they might wipe that one off because I think the run was more than that, about a 6-7 yarder. Unless they jump first, but I kind of think that was us.
Yeah, I think it was us.
Yeah. No, he had a little more on that. Okay, so it was they'll take the penalty, 5-yard march off. So it'll be 1st and 5 from their own 40-yard line. Cotulla comes out. They're going to have a true tight end on the left side. Motion man to the right. So you got split wide receivers, one on each side. He's going to try to rifle that thing basically into a screen. Looks like that's incomplete. Whistles come in pretty early.
If not, the receiver went down on
you're right.
knee.
He took a knee because I just noticed where the mark was. So they're down to 44. So, yeah, it was completed for a loss. The receiver, like you said, as he was trying to catch it, his knee touched the ground. This is not the NFL, so he's down right there.
Yeah.
So 2nd and 6 from the 39-yard line. Pardon me, I said 44 a while ago. 39. Cut off my yardage. Keeper to the right. And nothing doing there. Owls are a lot stiffer. Not going to give that guy that chance to squirt out there and get that edge. Because he gets that edge, he's dangerous. He might get one, so they'll be back at the 40. So this will be a true 3rd and 5.
Well, the Owls are missing Brandon Hasso. That he didn't play last week, and he's on the sideline again this week. So,
right. Yeah, he's really come on a corner. All right, the rollout to the left side, and he's gonna beat his man again there, and he's gonna have the ball down about the 41 of Hondo, 43, pardon. So fresh set of downs for Cotulla, 43-yard line of the Owls.
That's another play that
about 8.5 minutes left the 3rd quarter.
The ball was underthrown and the receiver came back to get it. So this is a drive that started at Cotulla's own 7-yard line, and the Owls need to make some stops here.
Yeah, that's favored them twice. And your Owls up 23-6, 8 minutes and ticking here in the 3rd quarter. All right, the give's going to be up the middle. He's going to pop it right side. Whole host of Owls. Jeremiah Guevara, Wyatt Boss, Leland Rodriguez.
Might have lost a yard.
I believe Xavier Lopez was in on that action too. So a lot of Owls. And we're going to have a penalty, it looks like real late, as the referee kind of eyed the huddle of Cotulla. Interesting.
Well,
I'm thinking that's going to be a big march back, the way that body language looked by the official, and it sure is. So that's 15 yards, Tom. It's going to come back to the Cotulla 40, just inside their 41. Yeah, you could tell the ref was not pleased with what he saw, and as is often in conjunction with a 15-yarder. So Carrizo looking at a good bit of real estate here. They're going to need the 34, I believe, of Hondo, and they're on their own 41.
So it's 28 yards to go.
He's got a little separation. Oh, wow. He's going to drop that one in there. Is that complete?
Yeah.
He's got that. Wow. They're going to be about 2 yards away. So they got 26 of that 28. Just like that, Diego Martinez, linebacker, found himself drop back in coverage. Or is it?
No.
I was going to say, it doesn't look like the exuberance I would expect on a connection of that magnitude.
I thought he caught it.
And they're marking another one back.
Oh, maybe that's.
So I guess there we go. And this is 15 again. Because that went from the. Wow. Okay, another 15-yarder. Owls are getting a lot of fortuitous things go their way. That ball's about the 26-yard line of Cotulla. Keep in mind, folks, they were at one point set up on the 44 of Hondo, more or less, before that. That's where the original line of scrimmage lies. The gave was up the middle. He's going to get himself a little bit, maybe 8. Pardon me, no, maybe 3. And it is still 3rd and a zip code for the Cotulla Cowboys on their own 29-yard line, needing the Owl 34.
Yeah.
Safe to say, as a 3rd down conversion, you better get in the defense side of the ball.
So 3rd and 37.
So we got trips to the right for Cotulla. He's going to do a little reverse pitch. He's able to beat a defensive tackle, but still in the backfield he is. And Mason Barr having none of it. He makes a great tackle. I don't know if they said he went on the headgear because there's a flag right there. I'm afraid that's going to be 15 yards on Mason Barr. It's still going to be well back. I don't know. That was a great tackle to me.
Well, I agree because
I'm not down there.
Mason Barr tries to tackle him, and the guy ducks his head.
Right. So
and he kind of gets the helmet.
You're kind of hugging around his helmet. I don't know how that's your fault. So they're going to get 15 of it back, I believe. Just my assumption. Let's see where this marches to. He's starting at the 32. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep, so that's going to put them. They're going to be about, when it's all said and done, they're going to be their own 44-yard line. And the bad thing is that gives them a fresh first down, given the nature of the violation. So first down on their own side of the field, the 44 again. They're still their side of the field, but that stinks. You had a 3rd and 37. Great tackle, negated. Owls are a little irritated, and they shut that thing down quick. A little run up the middle. And it'll be about 2nd and probably about the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10 still.
Well, I'm not sure what the call was, but
wow.
It wasn't a face mask. I mean, yeah, he tackled him around the helmet, but that's because the guy ducked his head. Anyway.
Yeah, I need clarification on that. Regardless, it's what it is. It's 2nd and 10. They've got the ball at the 44, about 5 minutes, just about the 5-minute mark of this 3rd quarter already. Running back's going to get himself maybe 1 or 2. The Owls are, I'll tell you one thing, Tom, that definitely lit a fuse. I think they got a little irritated about that because they know they made a good stop. And as Cotulla got a new lease on life, this defense got a new lease on being ticked off and taking advantage of that emotion. So far, they're working it their way. It's about 3rd and 8, under 5 minutes here in this 3rd quarter. So Owls up 23-6.
Well, this is the first play after the penalty, though. Shouldn't it be 2nd down?
No, there was the one. Remember that they did a dive play up the middle. It's two run plays up the middle, and the Owls. That's what I was saying. They're playing pretty hot, and nothing doing on the ground right now. The Owls are trying to avenge that penalty, I guess. Ooh, horrible kind of a pass thrown out there in the flat. It almost looked like a wrong route. It was just so off. I'm not sure what went wrong there.
Yeah, there wasn't a receiver around, that's for sure.
There was a guy, but he was not even close to where that ball was aiming for. So, yeah, I think a little miscommunication there in the Owls' favor, and they will be just like that, eyeing a 4th down and 8. As the yardstick guy is always reluctant to give us the proper downage tonight. I'm not sure what that's supposed to accomplish other than not helping the people on the scoreboard out there. And he's going to, let's see where the spot of this punt was. Not very good. Owls going to have decent field position. Are they going to call 34? I thought it was more about the 43. All right. I trust that's accurate. Just my vantage point. So the Owls going to set up shop here at 34-yard line, their own side of the field. 4:15 left in this third quarter. Again, they hold a 23-6 advantage over the Cotulla Cowboys. So the Owls can pick up where they left off. God, that's crazy. It feels like it's been forever since they touched the ball last. That took a while to proceed there. And here we are. So Owls got a bunch formation, kind of left side, heavy left side. Ryan Gillum on the right side. They're actually going to switch over to the right side now. And all the bodies on the right side. The give is going to be to Arredondo, and he will go that way, but he will be tripped up in the backfield. Nothing doing there. They got a pretty studly defensive lineman there, and he makes short work. Actually, that's linebacker, 22. He makes kind of short work out of that blocking scheme that just didn't quite have the intended effect. A lot of bodies, but 22 squirts through, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Two wide receivers the right side. Bailey in the slot. Ryan Gillum. Wide man that side. H-back on the left slot. And Joe Adrian Valenzuela far left side. So four receivers essentially. And Michael Arredondo off the right hip of DJ Richter. There may have been a jump on the Owls there. So I kind of saw a little movement just watching, just vaguely with my eyes, the corner of my eye, just trying to watch the line surge. And before anything could happen, there was a little jump ski there. So Owls going to start off 2nd and 15 behind the chains here on the 29.
You know, the Owls have had a lot of false starts this year, and by this time of the year, you would think they would have cleaned that up.
Right. Yeah, it's not like crowd noise is a factor at this level. There's not enough people to really affect that kind of thing here. It's just lack of concentration. Watch out. He's running for his life. Oh, my God. Richter, the surge was coming. He kind of unloads it to avoid the sack and darn near intercepted by defensive lineman of Cotulla. Lucky his hands weren't as sure, or that could have been a pretty easy pick six. He would have had that thing about the 23, 24-yard line and not much between him and their end zone. So,
well, it was a screen play, and it was set up. He just couldn't get it over the defensive line.
He had heat in his face. I mean, make no mistake. He was trying to get rid of that thing, and it definitely forced what could have been disaster. So 3rd and 15 for the Owls here. Again, their own 29-yard line. See how protection holds up. He's going to roll to the left side. He's got Mason Barr, but he kind of got to hop to get to that screen pass, and by the time he finds his feet, there's a man in his face who takes him down for maybe a gain of 2. So Owls looking at about a 4th and pretty long here. Let's say 4th and 14. And they will be punting this ball, obviously, backed up at the 31-yard line of their own side of the field.
Yeah, the Owls just did not look sharp at all that series.
Okay, well, that guy's got it on 3rd down for us, too, so maybe their stick thing he's broken.
Timeout, Hondo. Before the kick, so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, not sure what the reason for the timeout was.
Yeah, I was counting bodies to make sure maybe only had 10 guys out there. I'll make sure I had 11, but no, there was 11.
He's kicking with the wind at his back, so if he can get it up in the air, the wind should take it.
Yep. So about 2:14 left in this third quarter, folks. 23-6 your Hondo Owls. Stiff wind at their back. We'll still have for about another 2 minutes and 15 seconds before we switch fields, and the Owls will close out, trying to close out this opponent. Sorry, Tom.
This is the first time the Owls will punt tonight. First time the Owls will punt tonight.
That's hard to believe. Yeah, I'm just trying to go back in my head, make sure that's right. That always seems so unfathomable. You get this late in the game, but I believe you're correct. So,
well, the Owls only had the ball 5 plays in this third quarter. The one pass play for the touchdown.
Well, he's going to do a low liner. It's going to hit about the 40 to 35. He's going to get a good roll about the 30. Oh, beautiful. You couldn't ask for better than that, Tom. And 34-yard line. No, pardon me. I'm sorry. 28-yard line is where I believe Cotulla is going to set up here.
Twenty-seven.
27-yard line. Cotulla is going to set up shop. 2:06 left in this third quarter. Again, Owls holding the 23-6 advantage. And a few more minutes with a win in the face of Cotulla before they'll have that switched around here in a minute.
Well, and given Cotulla's big play striking, this game is not over.
No, by no means. This is wow. And speaking of the devil, he's just off the fingertips. He's going to have one down. It will be incomplete, but just off the fingertips at the 46 of Hondo. And again, that could just as easily about a half a ball shorter.
That could have been a touchdown.
Literally off the races. No one in front of him. But as it is 2nd and 10, Owls check in, platooning out some defensive linemen.
Well, we had 2 go out and 1 go in.
Yeah, a little miscommunication. You can't, I think they're going to try to run the 4-4-4 defense, but luckily one young man realized that will not be allowed, and he take himself off the field.
Well, he had a little help from his coaches hollering at him.
I'm sure they were there. Yes, sir.
All right, here we go, Owls. Got to play some defense here.
2 wide receivers left side for Cotulla. Tight end on the right side. They've got about a lot of bodies in the backfield.
Another penalty.
So.
Got to be a dead ball, false start.
So, Cotulla returns the favor, the sloppiness of the O-line. And that's going to be marched back to about the 22-yard line. Well, they will be facing a 2nd down and 15. Just one.
Cotulla has really killed himself with their penalties.
Yeah, they've had a lot of self-inflicted wounds tonight. This would be a good time and another good time to force the punt with the wind while the Owls have that advantage for the next 2 minutes. 1:59 to be precise is what remains in this third quarter. The give is up the middle. That big-bodied back, he's going to have himself a decent run. He's still kind of pushing a pile even. He's going to get to about the 30, so he's going to get a good chunk of that back. They're going to be short by about 5, it looks like. So it looks like it'll be about a 3rd and 5 coming up for Cotulla. Needing the 37. They're about the 32. They need the 37 of their own side.
Ball's at the 32.
The give on the right side. He's going to have himself first down a little bit more out to the 42 and a fresh set of downs for Cotulla. So 1 minute, 6 seconds left in this game. We got a first down for Cotulla. 23-6, your Hondo Owls up ahead in this one. Looking to get themselves off the field. 50 seconds and ticking. The give is a little dive play off the right side. He's going to bring a piggyback tackler down with him as he goes for about 5. So Cotulla running that ball pretty steady right now. Kind of what I was looking to see more from this team coming in. Owls have done a pretty good job to date in this game, holding down the middle runs. It's been more about the big ones they gave up. But right now, Cotulla's having a little success with these little chunk plays, the power chunk plays. 5-6 yard variety. Another little dive, this time the left side. He's going to get about 3 or 4, still rumbling, bumbling, stumbling down there, and he's going to be short by about 1. So it's going to look like about 3rd and 1, given that spot. And the clock for the third quarter is going to expire, so another really short walk as he's about the 48, 49 yard line. About a 3 or 4 yard pace for the referees, 47 actually. So
I think all 4 quarters or 3 quarters when we changed hands, it's been a really short field. Or I guess 2 quarters,
right?
Between the first and second and third and fourth, yeah.
Yeah, that's made it easy for the referees. Pedometers, they're not putting a lot of steps in today. So fourth quarter about to be underway. 23-6 Hondo Owls holding a 17-point advantage in this one.
And it was 3rd and 1, and now it's 1st and 10 all of a sudden.
Little mid-quarter break.
Yeah, they gave him
post-quarter break, pardon me. So Owls have RG3, Xavier Lopez, and make sure I got the call right.
Yeah, they gave him a first down on that last play. I thought it was a yard short, but
guards us Losada out there, the defensive line.
They had the ball at the 49, and all of a sudden it's at the 48, and they got the first down.
How's that? Oh, okay. I don't know. All right, he's going to drop back. Decent surge. Preston Coronado, almost had himself an interception, and that'd have been huge for this game. He kind of was trying to field that one, couldn't quite bring it down, but got his paws on it.
That's one that Preston will want back.
Yeah, he's going to want that back. That's going to be a. He's had a good little game for himself, though. Again, it's including a huge stop. Would have been a for sure touchdown had he not ripped the receiver's hands earlier tonight. But yeah, definitely he's going to want that one. All right. Well, Cotulla back up on the line, 2nd and 10. Again, they're Owl 48-yard line. Runner's going to try to get the edge. He's going to have to work for it this time. He's going to get something, but about maybe a couple. It's going to be about 3rd and 7. So I believe that's the same guy that made us pay earlier when he popped one. And once he was off the races, he's got the kind of juice. You're not catching that guy. So
3rd and 6.
3rd and 6, the official spot. They're needing the Owl 37. Maybe 38. Pardon me. Got some bodies in between me and the sticks.
Well, the sticks are set back. And
all right, quarterback drops back. Got a man deep, but it's played beautifully by, I believe that's Arcos. No, I'm sorry. Take it back. I give the right man his due. 34. That will be Riley Lathe. And I mentioned him before the game. We've started to call his name more and more. So great play by Riley Lathe. He gets his head turned around, plays the ball well, knocks it, or it will fall incomplete. And it is going to be a 4th and 6 just like that. Cotulla facing a big one for themselves. Obviously down 17, 11 minutes left in this ball game. Are needing to get themselves on the board.
Yeah, they'll go for it here, no doubt about it.
So, again, they're at the Owl 44 once again. Needing the Owl 38, I believe.
And we got a timeout, Cotulla.
So, Cotulla wisely calls a timeout. Think this one over again. They don't get this one. That's going to be tough sledding for them. So,
Well, they're down by 17, so they need 3 scores.
Coach Templin obviously getting his boys lined up proper. Give them a quick breather. Won't hurt too for them at this moment. Yeah. Well, Tom?
Cotulla has had the ball this whole second half, other than the one pass play and 4 other plays.
Yeah. This is one of those times when time of possession can feel a little skewed because, we pop one just like that.
Yeah.
And you snap your fingers, literally one play, and you got 53-yard touchdown. So that's one of those. It'll be interesting. Of course, we did run the clock a lot the first half, but, yeah, it's been kind of a expect a little more urgency on that end. Let's see how the Owls trot out here. Let's see what Cotulla calls. This is a big one, folks. 4th and 6. Again, 11:05 left in this fourth. Owls want a big stop here. They shut this down and run some clock, and it'll be really, really tough sledding. It's a big ass for Cotulla. But Cotulla is dangerous, and they can strike quick. Good pressure. Wyatt Ball's coming off the edge. He's going to have a huge hit. Picked off by Jacob Bailey. He gets his second chance there, Tom. I'm giving you a pat in the shoulder because I'm fired up for the young man. He's going to get that ball down about the 34, 33. So he had one earlier, could have been picked. It looks like they're going to get a penalty there, a little exuberance, just the helmet came off. But, hey, we got the interception, and then that's going to make it tough. Wyatt Balls came off, and he had a huge pop on the quarterback, which forced an errant throw. Jacob Bailey is the recipient of the aftermath of that throw. And, again, he gets a second chance at a pick. He's literally not letting that slip through his fingers. Runs down to 34. I think there's going to be maybe a little the helmet came off, so I don't know if that's – is that 10 or 15, Tom? Is that 15?
I think that's 15.
I kind of do.
Yeah.
I'm wishing it ain't, but I'm pretty sure it is. So it was actually the 32-yard line where the spot is. Are they going to wave that off?
They're calling it against.
Oh, okay. All right.
Cotulla.
All right. Okay. I saw that helmet and I thought.
Well, that's why it came off because he got pulled off by a Cotulla Cowboy.
There you go. I thought it was an exuberance thing. So good. All right. That was only corner of my eye. So that's why I made the misread, and I'm glad I did because instead Hondo's going to have the ball 17-yard line.
So a personal
10:49 left in this ball game. Again, up 23-6. Inside the red zone is where they'll set up shop thanks to Wyatt Ball's forced interception, which Jacob Bailey brings down with a nice little return to cap it off. Mike Arredono's going to get the run. Not a whole lot doing. Has been the case a lot that night for him and Winchester, for that matter, up the middle. There, that's been a tough way to go. Popping him on the outside has been successful here and there, but that D-line of Cotulla is pretty stingy.
Yeah, right. Let me catch up.
2 wide receivers the right side. I believe that is Mason Barr in the slot, so keep your eye on that, Tom. Nope, the give's going to be to Mikey Arredondo at the middle again. He's going to get that ball about the 16. So Al's going to grind a little clock here. 2 runs up the middle. They're about the 15-yard line now facing. He's going to get more than I thought. It's going to be a 3rd and 5. Kind of get the end of the field. My perspective is skewed.
Down to the 11.
Yeah. So 3rd and 5.
Not really 12, I guess.
Yeah, take the 12, but 3rd and 5 regardless. So, and that's nice. You can get yourself a first down inside the 10 here in a minute, provided you pull off this next play or two. Grind some clock while you're at it. Ooh! We got a botched halfback toss. It looked kind of like a little come-across thing. Ryan Gillum was going one way. I believe it was intended for someone else. I missed the initial guy because I just started tracking that ball once it looked like it was in a dangerous place. Sure enough, Cotulla's going to get a new lease on life here. They're still well on their side of the field, the 24-yard line, I believe, 25. But instead of Hondo having a chance to strike, at least get 3 out of this, Cotulla's going to come with the ball. Yeah, halfback toss just gone awry. They were able to basically blow up the play, and they were back there, and they definitely had a hand in that halfback toss not going the way it was anticipated. Put it that way. So 9:27 left in the fourth. Again, your Owls up 23-6. Looking to slow things down here. They've been pretty good, and they're going to cut that running back's legs back there behind the 20 or behind the line of scrimmage. Pardon me, and that's going to be a good 4 or 5 yard loss. Nope, back. This yardage guy is schizo. I got to find out where he's going. It looks. Where's that marker, Tom? Is that 5?
It's at the 19,
okay,
so he lost 6 yards.
Okay. It was 5 or 6. I'm second guessing myself.
Yeah, no.
I guess this guy doesn't want to go back there until they make him, which is just weird. Dude, you got to. The referee's with the spot. You got to go where the ball is. Okay. Well,
I'm still trying to get over whenever we turned the field between the third and fourth quarter. It was 3rd and 1 at the 48. Next thing you know, it's 1st and 10 at the 49. He still hadn't marked the ball.
Referees are talking amongst themselves, trying to get this right.
Well, there was a flag on the field.
He's about to march it back. You can see his body language. He's moving back into Cotulla.
And that's why really the down box guy should not move until the referee tells him to.
Right.
So it's going to be either 2nd down and 16 or 1st down and 20. I think the Owls will decline the penalty here. Nope, they'll take the penalty. That's because it's a 15-yarder.
It's a 15-yard variety, so that's why they're sorting it out, getting it right. And that's going to push them back to the 12-yard line. So Al's going to catch another break, another self-inflicted wound for Cotulla. 9:17 left in this ball game. Again, your Owls holding a 17-point advantage, 23-6. I want to give an extra round of shout-outs. Herman Son Steakhouse, 75-plus years, family-owned. Texan Bank, team up together with Texan Bank. Hondo Amble Herald, stay up to date each week with the award-winning Hondo Amble Herald, Medina County's newspaper since 1886. The give is going to be on the right side, and he's going to be brought down. Initially slowed down, I believe that was Jeremiah Guevara on the initial slowdown, and followed up by Wyatt Boss, of course.
Adam Everett also on the tackle.
Adam Everett also tackled. Thank you, Tom. And this is going to be 3rd and about, kind of hard for me to see from here, Tom. 3rd and 18. Ball on the 22.
Yeah, 3rd and 18.
Sorry, ball on the 17, pardon me. 5-yard gain there. The give's going to be on the left side. Hard running, hard stick, though. Bailey comes up and gets a good pop for himself, too, from a safety spot. He had a man around his ankles, Wyatt Balls, and Bailey kind of finished him, so got the high-low treatment. Balls takes him low, Bailey takes him high and takes him down, and he'll be about the 21-yard line. And about a 3rd and 14 impending. Or is this 4th?
This is 4th. It's 4th. I think there's something wrong with the down box.
I thought the guy was being funny earlier, but no, it doesn't move to 4th. I guess they have an old broken stick.
So what he's doing, he's turning it sideways.
On 4th down, he turned it sideways. Yeah. It took me a minute to. Oh, bad punt. Wow, Hondo's going to be huge. They're going to ball inside the. Sorry, y'all. It took me so much to process all that. Bad punt snap, basically. Preston Coronado takes the man down, takes the punter down about the 4-yard line. So Al's going to have a fresh set of downs, basically 1st and goal at the 4. So with 7:18 left in this ball game, a 17-point lead, and Cotulla just serves them up something nice on a platter there. And Al's play some smart football here and ought to be able to close this thing out. Especially if they get in the end zone here. A couple plays. So a lot of fortuitous breaks going the Owls' way tonight. They played good ball, take nothing away from them. Take away a few big plays on Cotulla's end.
Yeah, Cotulla has really hurt themselves.
And if you look at the Owls, I mean, it's been weird, Cotulla's offense lately, because they're doing a lot of self-inflicted stuff. However, when they are running the ball, and the Owls are stacking on, they had a few decent little runs up the middle for a stretch there in the 3rd quarter. But all right, the give is to Michael Arredondo, and they're going to go low on him. He's going to get down to. Did that ball come loose? I think it did. Okay, well, Cotulla's going to get the ball about the 2-yard line. Their own side of the field. So Michael Arredondo gets cut down, and that ball comes loose. So unfortunately, fumble there is gonna set up Cotulla. They're inside their own 5. They got about 98 yards to go. But
yeah, that's unfortunate because the Owls
you gave up sure points.
Two drives in a row.
Right. Well, you're down there. That's 2 turnovers in the red zone, basically, back to back. So still holding a 17-point advantage against 7:13 left in this ball game. I also want to thank Cross Connections Radio Shack. Go see Michelle and Stacy for all your electronic or cell phone needs. C&W Fuels, your local fuel and propane distributor. All right, Cotulla's going to give in the end zone. Diego Martinez almost had himself a safety opportunity there. That man's going to get himself out about the, let's see where the official spot is.
He got
4-yard line, so he's going to get the 4-yard line, maybe 2.
I didn't think he got back to the 4, but
right.
I thought he got back maybe to the 1, but.
Again, I also want to get an extra bonus round of shout-outs here for our much-valued sponsors. Medina Regional Hospital, providing quality care close to home. Downtown Dental. Downtown Dentist host Stacey Jacobs to many Hondo, Owls, and families. They'd love to see your smiling faces. All right. Well, frustration, you can see, I believe, another false start. You can see the body language of Cotulla. They're facing a 2nd and 8, and that's going to back them up, I guess, half the distance to the goal. And so the ball will be put just inside the 2-yard line.
Well, neither team has been too interested in playing very good football this last 4th quarter.
Yeah, this has been, you would expect a better fight to the finish, a more dialed-in, focused one, but a little bit of sloppiness. And especially when you extra possessions and again, 2 back-to-back. That's just the bummer part. When you have 2 back-to-back red zone appearances and you cough it over twice.
You get the ball to 19 and then get the ball at the 3, and neither time you can.
Yeah, that's about as much gift wrap as you're going to get. So. It's taking a long way to get this underway here. All right. 2nd and 11. Cotulla back. Shotgun formation, their own end zone. The give is going to be, man, you could tell RG3 was hungry for a safety.
Yeah.
He got past, he got back maybe the 1.5 or so, but not much more. And Owls definitely stiffen up on defense, so I'm liking seeing that on the run game. Especially, you get that back there. That's a neat little feather in the cap. You can get that safety. It's always a neat one. Not quite meant to be there. It'll be 3rd and 10. Ball back to the 1-yard line. Again, Cotulla operating out of their own end zone essentially here.
Well, the Owls ought to have 37 points on the board.
Yep. Nice stick by Jeremiah Guevara. Be the lead man on that takedown. And that ball is going to come out to about the 6. So they'll be facing 4th and what looks like about 5. This is my rough eyeball. Yeah, scoreboard confirms 4th and 5, 6 minutes and ticking left in this 4th quarter. Your Owls up 23-6.
Well, the Owl defense has done its job.
They've done their job. All right, the snap is off. They're going to punt this one out of their own end zone. Mason Barr is going to return his 35-30. He's going to try to score his way. He got a 25. Wow, he just 20, 15, 17 inside the 10. That was kind of an odd-looking one, but, man, he's able to get himself, work his way across the field, pick himself through traffic. And great little punt return by Mason Barr.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
5.5 left in this 4th quarter. So great return by Mason Barr. Well, the Owls can get a 3rd crack in the red zone here thanks to Mason Barr's exceptional punt return right there. Which has the ball at about the 10, I believe. Trying to get the official spot before I just... Nope, inside the 10, 9. 9-yard line. So first goal for the Owls at the 9. 5:30 left in this one again. The lead, Tom, as he mentioned a while ago, could easily be 37-6 after 2 turnovers. Well, it's their third chance in the red zone. Let's see if we can put it in this time. This time Richter's going to call his own number, play it safe, and he's going to not be denied. Richter will go around, a little scramble on the left side. There is a flag in the end zone. Not sure exactly what that was. I'm not going to call anything in the books until they make it official after what we've seen the last few minutes. But one more penalty in the end zone. But Richter did. He was in. That was referee threw the arms up.
Yeah, he's coming off the field.
Awaiting on the call. There we go. So.
Well, you had the 19, the 3, and now the 9. So you had to score eventually.
I'm going to give him the 29 before the scoreboard does because they don't want to give it to him. But Leo Lopez awaits his try. I don't know if that was waved off, but there was definitely, unless it was the guy's yellow shoe, I'm pretty sure it was a flag in the end.
No, it's a flag. The umpire over here picked it up.
Leo's kick is up. This kick is true, and that puts the Owls 30-6. 5:25 left in this ball game. Hondo Owls most likely here, barring a absolute miracle, we're going to prove the 3-1 in district. They've already clinched their a playoff spot. This is all about playing for seeding right now. Poteet Aggies coming to town next week in the friendly confines of Berryfield, but Owls looking good in this one. 24-point advantage with about 5.5 minutes left.
Well, and I know Jeff had it in the paper, but which district do we another flag down. Another flag down. I'm not sure. That was about the same place where the other one's at. So,
and we'll await the official call as referees explain things to Coach Templin down there.
Anyway, I'm not sure which district that we play next round. Do we go south and go play the South District, or do we go north and play Llano and that district?
Come again, Tom. I'm sorry.
The playoffs. I mean, right. I know that there's 2 districts on either side of us. One of them south of us, one of them north of us. Which district do we play?
Yeah, that's a good question, Tom. I'm gonna have to.
I know.
I don't have it on me.
I know Jeff Berger's got it in the Anvil Herald. He's got both. So we are District 13.
Yeah, if one of our proud listeners out there has the answer for that, I'd be more than happy to give you credit if you can let us know how that works out. I just know basically the seating. You got high to low, just like you'd expect. But we should be a pretty good spot here for a 2 seed.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if we go north and play in the land.
I think it's going to be. He mentioned Marion is on the docket, so it's very potential we can be seeing those guys again, which I'm sure.
So that's the northern district.
There you go. Yeah. It took me a second to jog my memory because I remember we talked about it the other night. Sorry, Tom. I got a full-time job too, so my brain it's kind of limited.
Yeah.
Especially at the end of this evening, which has been a great one, great ball game for the Owls. Again, sloppiness here and there, but not the level of sloppiness we saw last week early on. Defense gave up a few big ones, but for the most part, they stiffened up, especially the run game. That's what I was wanting to see. You take away those 2 big runs. I'm curious. I can't wait to hear your tallies when we get to our post game in a minute. What the total rush was for them. Well, this is a long little. This almost feels like a college commercial break timeout. And speaking of that, again, give an extra round of shout-outs to our sponsors we hold so dear. Also want to thank Royce Grain, local grain elevator, providing bulk and sack feed, which is all the Owls. Best of luck this season. Mummies, your wildlife headquarters. Go in, see that friendly staff, so helpful in so many different domains of what they offer. You can't ask for better expert, quality service, friendliness, and just what you'd expect from a hometown place. And so well run like them. Medina Electric Co-op, for empowering members, empowering communities. Finally, SAT Learning Center, Daycare Center for Children, infant to 10 years. Reserve your child's spot today. And finally, provided the Owls close this thing out, which barring some insane defiance of math, they should. Domino's Pizza will give you 50% off your pizzas tonight and tomorrow. All right, so at the end of all that penalty stuff, the Owls kicked off, Tom, from the opposing 35?
Yeah, so there was back-to-back personal foul penalties, I assume.
So upon that, they basically did a roller squibber. Cotulla's got the ball at their own 19. I don't think I've ever seen anyone kick off that point-blank range before. That was insane. So, yeah, they literally kicked off a Cotulla 35 and just did a power punch, kind of a squibber. I guess hoping maybe a guy might drop it. Regardless, they field it clean, 19-yard line. 5:24 left. Facing a 36 hole is where Cotulla will go. Another penalty on this one. As the referee comes up, talking to the offensive line in the backfield of Cotulla. This is an interesting scene. Yeah, the umpire came up. He threw the flag. He came up, and he basically looked almost like he's giving an earful to the offensive line and the backfield of Cotulla. Not sure what that's all about. Obviously, there's something else at ear level down there we don't get up here. All right, this run's going to be the left side. He's going to get himself not a first down, maybe 5 or 6. No, less, 3. Pardon me, my angle on the field, folks. So 3-yard run. Looks like a pretty decent little run there. Where's that stick, Tom? Is that side the 20? I'm having a hard time seeing that first stick.
It is. The ball 18. Is about the 22.
Okay. So that's about 4. I wasn't too far off initially. All right. We got 2 wide receivers right side, running back off the quarterback's right hip. He's going to fake the give. He's going to run himself to the right side. Diego Martinez, beautiful open field tackle. He's having none of it. You see Diego Martinez break down that, Tom. That was a beautiful. That's how you open field tackle. Break down. He wasn't buying the shimmy shakes, the shoulder shakes, all that stuff, and good takedown. He was assisted. I want to make sure I get the call right. Get these young men there too. Assisted by Kendrick Garza Sauceda. Called his number a few times tonight. He helps Diego clean that up. Great effort by the Owl defense. 3rd and 8 off the loss there. 4 minutes, about 4 minutes of ticking in this one. The give is on the left side. Again, this Owl defense, I'm loving this, Tom. They're stiffing it up. I'm digging it. I know it. Yeah, I know Cotulla's facing the uphill climb. They're kind of just running the ball, but that's all they've got. They're pretty much, yeah, they're trying to hit something, and then those home runs they're hitting earlier, or the Owls they've closed that door. It looks like. Hopefully that continues. Even with the 36 advantage, you just want to see them keep that up and just take that momentum of knowing that. All right, we took on a good running team. Yeah, they popped us early, but we didn't give it to them again because those were both early in the first half, or second quarter, pardon me. Not early in the first half, just in the first half. All right, end over end punt. Mason Barr once again. Good to see him out there. 40, 45, 50. He's going to hit the other 45. Oh, face mask bigger than Dallas. And so he's in about the 45, and you tack on 15 more, Tom, and we'll have the ball. Owls are the ball 30-yard line, 3:10 left in this one. And that's why the headgear thing is a rule.
Well, and the kid didn't even attempt to let go. I mean, he
So yeah.
So it's going to be.
It was good to see Mason back out there in that punt return. He came off a little hoppy in the previous one. Nothing wrong with his wheels. Another penalty. Looks like they're against the Owls. When I meant that, obviously the face mask was there, but they marked one on us too. It looked like they pointed right and then they pointed left. But we will get the mark off we're expecting to the 30. That's curious because there was a penalty on the far, far side. No concurrent. So end result, they're going to re-kick this thing. So there was something happened, Thomas. We didn't see it. It was a far, far sideline over there. Again, we were the near sideline, by the way. Sorry, where the thing happened against Mason Bar, the face mask, but the far sideline on the Cotulla side of the field. Like, obviously, Hondo did something there. So they're basically going to repunt this thing from the 30. So that is wiped off the books. This time, Michael Arredondo will be fielding this back about the 38.
Well, the down marker's at the 27.
And they're trying to refigure stuff out. And in fact, they're going to mark him back farther. So he's going to actually be at the 20. Yeah, they were the far end of the sticks. That would make no sense given the initial placement. So the ball will be snapped for the 20. It'll be punted from about the 10. And Michael Arredondo moves himself up to the 40. Ooh, block punt, I believe. Actually, okay. What are they doing? Why? Well, no, I know. Why didn't you just?
The Owls, you've got to.
So the punter is going to get the ball back to himself. No one takes him down. I think the Owls just thought the play was dead. Referee doesn't blow a whistle because I was wondering why are we taking the guy. That's why I said, what are we doing?
We got a flag down here, though.
Unless there was